thoughts lie ahead, with company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile in your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to the first episode of September.
I don't hear him.
Oh.
There you go.
Ah! Welcome to September. Don't distract me.
Sorry.
I got beer. September 3rd episode of Talk of the Tavern, where we're going to discuss something about children. Oh yeah, public schools and indoctrinating youth. I am your host, Travis Sivart, and I have a vice tonight of a brand new glass. Now, can everybody see that?
No.
Here, I'll angle it like this.
You can't see it?
I can see it.
Now, this came from John Millington of Conquest Comics. And the great thing is, you both have one waiting for you.
You get a glass and you get a glass. They'll be shipped out as soon as
I
can
get a
to the
glass
post office.
too? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and it's etched in. It's not even a sticker that's like sandblasted in.
They're really nice.
Hey, guess who's muted, Andrea? Quick, point and laugh. And let's introduce Elizabeth first when she unmutes herself. Elizabeth, what's your advice tonight, dear?
I can't believe you didn't comment on me falling out of my chair earlier.
I wasn't looking. I was doing.
Oh my!
I didn't think you fell. I thought you just left.
So you just left.
I was. Yeah, the care, the love and concern my friends have is underwhelming.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Am I going? Is it my?
It's your turn. And by the way, real quick, thank you, Ed. Appreciate those bits. And look how pretty it looks with the beer behind it with that nice head.
I cannot wait to have a glass.
Yeah, with a nice head.
That's right.
Mhm.
Nothing like have a little nice head with your anything
Ladies
ever.
like a little head. I like a big head. But tonight my vice is lemonade with honey.
Wait, did you say
Ian.
winemonade?
Lime.
Oh,
Lime.
I'm
I
sorry.
put the lime in the mason jar.
It's
Lemon and water.
Shake
Good
it up.
Bob, thank you for the bits. Good evening, Ian. Gentlemen,
And
tell us
as
what you're
always,
sucking on.
I like a little dick.
Oh, that's right. It has a little dick.
Yes, I just finished it. I like it. I dig it. I was going to bring that up later. But yes, Ian, I have watched Jack Ryan.
I got something from Amazon Prime where I signed up for it and I get like some bonus free thing.
Hey, Lady Skipper.
Jewel, what do you got tonight? And by the way, Jewel, have you seen the inspired book by you and your husband yet? Have you seen these? Or I got a postcard book from mostly from you guys. I think that might be from somebody else there, right, Elizabeth?
That's not me.
Okay, hold on. There's one.
Yeah,
I've done that a few
Play
times, but
That's not
Good.
mad.
And Andrea, what do you have tonight? We're not talking to Elizabeth anymore.
Oh,
Well, okay, my vice, I got these really cool knitting needles. And I thought, I'm going to make a
baby.
hat. Well, these are too big. So I don't know what this is. And I have tea.
I understand Bob has a huge head.
He has a huge what?
knitting needle.
Yeah, he does.
What about you, Ed? What do you got tonight?
I have water. I have Pinot Noir and ginger ale.
Nice. It's
what Pinot?
It's Marquess Black.
That's good.
It's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Hey, Des just hosted. Thank you for that, sir. It's been a while.
Thanks, Des. Appreciate that.
It does.
Glad you're not dead.
So if there's somebody with a really big head, I have a headband. I made a headband.
You can drop it in the mail, send it to me tomorrow.
Does he know you said
my-
Ed, or does he just think you said a really big Ed?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I might have to share it with Bob.
I'd pay money to see you guys wearing it together at the same time.
Well, see, I need. If anybody out there wants to send me stuff, I'll let you. I need small circular knitting needles because I want to make baby hats to donate to the hospital. It's a thing.
As it is now, the one she's making, it'd be more like a baby sack.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
A sack to put a baby in. Not like a small person's testicle holder. Very fun.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I think I have to leave now.
I was thinking the baby sling, and then it's yarn, so it just
Hey,
gets
John.
longer.
It grows with the child.
Mm,
Hey, John, I was just showing off the wonderful glass.
the
review.
glasses, yeah.
Thank you, John.
And
Yeah.
Jewel, we will expect the postcards from Jamin, and we'll look forward to them. In the meantime, I'll pet kitties. So anybody have anything exciting happen in the past 7 days that we need to talk about before we...
I don't know. Sorry.
Jack Ryan, Ian. I've been watching Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. Very good show. If you like CIA espionage shit, it's a very good show.
It sounds like it might be a good show even if you don't normally like that stuff, from your reaction.
Yeah. I was hesitant because I was a big fan of Tom Clancy, but of course it's not the novels, but it's good. It's very well done, and there is some stuff in there. It's referencing back to certain events in the novels, but they've modernized it. So
like the Dirk Gently TV series did to the books.
And Deadpool. Watch both of them this weekend.
Good shows, aren't they?
Which one? The first one and second
Both.
one?
Both. 1 and 2. Watch them one after the other.
I saw something interesting. They already have a Deadpool 1 and 2 2-pack DVD. And I'm like, that's doing it right. Instead of like going, oh, we've got 4 movies in the series, let's release 1 through 3 in a 3-pack, and then the movie comes out and they've got to buy it separate. Go ahead and just release the damn 4-pack when it comes out, which Deadpool would do 1 and 2. And Andrea suggests it's because Ryan Reynolds has a bit of control in how things are being done. I'm like, no, it's doing it right. Because people are going to buy it.
Well, he's the reason why Deadpool was made. So.
Yes, he is. That and
Fuck
millions
your
of dollars.
rules. I'm going to make him up. We need to get him on here to talk about that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ryan, call me baby. Or Travis, or daddy. Whatever you want to call me, Ryan. I'll let you sign Hugh Jackman's autograph on my face. But only if you do it live on the show. Did this get weird? Because everybody's quiet.
Wow, I'm just thinking.
Usually a good sign that it got weird.
Not at all.
Let me go
Not
on
on
then.
this show.
Glad it didn't. Let's work towards that now. Oh, so let's see. What happened in the past 7 days?
I'm trying to think. Everything's. Oh, I wrote that scene for Andrews. The argument between Mia and.
Oh.
Okay, to clarify for all the viewers, Thursday nights on Andrea's channel, we play a tabletop role-playing game, which is superhero-based. And Elizabeth had to take a week off, and we went ahead and went, well, what happened to her? And the players didn't know. They just know she disappeared quite suddenly from the middle of a fight, and they didn't see her. Well, one of them called her character's house, and her character's husband answered. And basically, when they went and revealed information about what was happening, the husband's like, my wife is a what? So now she wrote out that scene now that her character is back in.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. It's fun.
You know, Ian
Ian
says we might be a bit too much for Reynolds, but I don't know. Have you ever seen Van Wilder?
What?
I think.
Have you seen Waiting? I love Waiting.
Waiting, Van Wilder, Deadpool. I think he'd fit right
Working in
in.
restaurants is not like that movie though, because if it was, it'd be so much more entertaining.
Elizabeth, if Ryan Reynolds came on and he didn't have like his own computer and chair, could he just sit in your lap the whole show? Would that be okay?
Well, I'll do what I can for the team.
It's not your lap,
Thank you.
it's my lap.
Appreciate that.
So,
I would hang on him really tight so he wouldn't
So he doesn't fall
out
out
and
of the
hurt
chair
his-
give
too.
him CPR the whole time. See that? Bob says he saw you in the red shirt and you were smoking hot.
Oh,
I told you, you did say you get a lot of compliments or spoken to a lot.
that's
Yeah.
So,
Sure. And I had pizza without sauce, so it almost became like very puffy, delicious flatbread with mozzarella on top. They might have had some kind of flavored oil. Very annoying.
they usually
And
do
on
like
top of the mozzarella, arugula, and prosciutto rolled up into lovely, lovely like flour ball. Little,
nice.
yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
I'll never go back.
We did grill out tonight.
That's what women tell me too.
And Bob stands up behind him going, 0.04, 0.04.
Prosciutto and arugula on a pizza is better.
Nice.
I mean, what were you grilling out tonight?
Oh, did chicken legs and pork ribs and wings and corn on the cob with some garlic and butter wrapped in foil, all of it on the grill, and it turned out okay. I enjoyed it.
Do you have any cheese?
Do I have any cheese? I mean, every
Did you
time I
have
open my
any
damn mouth.
cheese?
He's full of cheese.
She's talking about the melty marshmallow cheese stuff.
I'm just.
I mean,
It's been a long day. It's been a long weekend. Labor Day weekend. I forgot it was Labor Day weekend, and I worked all weekend. And oh my God, I just
you need cookies. That.
Yeah.
cookies.
Mhm.
You have cookies, Andrea.
I ate some cookies before.
She did. While watching Tag.
Oh my God, I love that movie so much.
What movie?
It's called Tag.
Oh, with Hawkeye.
Yeah. It's like a 30-year game of tag. Oh my God, it's great. I'm like, the only thing it's missing is Will Ferrell, because he's usually in stupid movies like that. He's my favorite.
It's got the one guy who played the dentist from The Hangover. It's got the lead from Mad Men, and then Jeremy Renner.
Was that him? I
Uh-huh.
don't think that was him.
Uh-huh. That was Don Draper.
John Draper. Or
Don,
Don.
as in Donald. It's the character name. And if you find out who the actor is, and then Google images of him, there's one of him in very loose shorts walking down the street, and there's a very definitive large outline as he, more than just a leg goes forward.
Yeah, you were looking at that, weren't you?
It was all the rage in the bathroom with me.
Are you suggesting that his penis be seen through the short?
Yeah, it was like all over the internet when it happened. Women are like, "Oh my God, he's handsome, he's charming, and he's got a huge cock." I don't know why they turn to a baritone when they say that, but it happens.
Sounds like tender.
Yay for all the
I've
bits.
got 3 in the drawer. What else you got?
Well, apparently he had one tied around his waist that day.
Oh,
Either else he had a black midget in his shorts. Hard to say.
I made the chocolate chip cookies this weekend. I discovered that this side of the oven, I knew this going in, is incredibly hot, and the other side not so hot.
You must have been
I'm
leaning on
rich.
this side then.
I'm rotating cookies.
Oh,
You gotta
my
turn the tray every 8 minutes.
No, like 4. It's down to 4. I just gotta keep moving them. And then I've got a turned. I think it's a miracle that anything gets cooked properly in my oven. I'm just guessing.
It's just like half the element burned out or something.
I don't know. I think it's a miracle this place is still standing and there's not a pile of ash. my mother asked, well, how'd they come out? I said, well, they're not good enough to bring to a party. And
Not bad enough to throw away.
oh no. And they're not good enough to like share with anyone.
Have you ever
They're
known?
contagious.
You ever known anybody who can make like those huge cookies at home?
Yes, I can.
Can you?
Just not in this oven.
Can you? So, right as the show was about to start, I said, Elizabeth called and said, "Hey, what are you doing Thanksgiving?" I'm like, I usually just cook, hang around the house. And she goes, "Great. Why don't I come over for Thanksgiving and we'll make movies, like short
Boom,
films?"
chicka, boom, boom, boom.
Let's get delivery.
Bob, were you looking?
Jan. Cranberry sauce and gravy.
So when you come here for Thanksgiving, maybe you can make big cookies. Can you make huge muffins? Like those muffins like we buy?
Yeah. I'm sure she
I
can.
am. Just the tops. I'm sorry.
Oh, you tied in my...
I do-
No.
I've never made muffins. I don't make muffins. They're a mystery to me. I'm like, why bother? There's no chocolate.
I don't know
But
if
I
you're
can make
hot
cookies.
or just flushed from the conversation.
Yes. I can make almost anything. Let me know. Do you make your cookies with Crisco or butter?
Butter.
Nestle Toll House.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay, and you can do that, and they taste yummy, delicious, and I like it too. But when you go Crisco, you get different density, and you can start playing. Half and half is too. Half Crisco, half butter,
Mhm.
and bacon.
Bob asks, can she bake in the red shirt on Twitch? I don't have a problem with that. Come Thanksgiving, we could put the damn tablet set up in the kitchen while we're cooking all day and hanging out.
Well, it is a holiday. I can't promise I'm going to be sober.
And that's different from some of those shows. How?
I'm not drinking now. I'm doing good.
I know, that's why I had to say some of the shows, because actually the past, I think,
See,
3
Travis
weeks.
cooks because I can cook, I just don't want to. So there's that.
Do whatever you want. Long as I get to work. I was writing before this started. I can't turn it off.
I'm so bothered by OBS not working correctly.
I'm sorry.
I had to uninstall and reinstall the old one again because it's not pulling the correct stuff. So
Thanks, guy.
Thanks.
this one's totally not Skype's fault. This is all OBS, but we'll blame Skype.
Still funny.
It is. Okay, so did we have anything else? I did see Avengers 4 this weekend, but Andrea did not because we got Deadpool.
I had to be
2.
at work early and I just didn't care.
Oh,
Oh,
I was too tired.
So I am sad to say, when I watched it, I went, it was okay. Because I had so much information about it already, there was no surprises. There was like 2 surprises.
yeah.
It wasn't enough to make me go, wow, that was awesome. Instead, I'm like, it was good. I did like it's like 5 little mini movies all put together and interwoven, and yeah. But yeah, none of the feels, because that was all just...
Mm-mm.
See, I really love the Easter egg at the end because I was wondering how long it was going to take to get Sam Adams doing in one of those movies.
Or Sam Jackson.
Sorry, Sam
I'm like the
Jackson.
beer guy?
I'm sorry, I just saw that meme today with his picture on the beer bottle.
Oh, that's great.
I loved seeing all those heroes.
I did too.
Suddenly Spider-Man is there. I was just so giddy. It was like reading a comic book that's
Well,
on the screen.
I love the different
That's what I love.
combinations they put together. You know, Iron Man and Doctor Strange bumping heads, Rocket Raccoon with Thor, and Nose.
Rabbit.
Yes, right. It was all just fun. And by the way, I think it's ridiculous that Thor would call him a rabbit instead of a raccoon. Like he's never, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Ian says, I baked my great grandma's recipe. Not saying baked goods from a tube are bad, just not the way I go. Ian, totally don't. I have no problem somebody preferring real cookies as opposed to just. So.
The real cookies too.
Oh no, they're okay, but I'd much rather have. See, and John says I baked my grandmother for a recipe. See, that's good. You want to come over Thanksgiving too? We did actually have breakfast.
You can hold the lube.
The tube lube.
I held on for a while there. I didn't say anything.
Well, see, Elizabeth, if you're coming over for Thanksgiving, have you seen Thanksgiving?
No.
Okay, this will happen. You'll appreciate it. It's like Zombievers, only a turkey.
It's a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's about a killer turkey.
No, it's just what we do every year.
Yeah, that's it.
It's really horrible, but you can appreciate it.
We needed a ham this year. What are you doing?
I'll bring the pickles.
It'd be like 7 different kinds of pickles.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
As long as I don't have to cook, I don't give a shit.
We
I
did
can-
have breakfast with John this morning.
Hmm.
And we did mention, normally on Christmas we don't do much. But we do tend to go eat at a Chinese buffet and sometimes catch a movie. So we told him, yeah.
That's my tradition.
Mhm.
Because, A Christmas Story, the movie A Christmas Story? Yeah, because they went, and I'm like, when I grow up, I want to do that. So now I do, because I'm grown up. Chinese buffet. They don't
tell
sing.
you. Don't tell anyone when you're grown up. Then they'll want to give you more responsibility.
I'm a
Is
grown
there
up.
a
Tell them
dish?
no.
Is there a special dish, something you eat at the buffet that's like your Christmas?
Andrea,
Everything.
she's my special dish.
Oh,
I don't need her at
Not
the
at the
buffet,
restaurant.
though. It's hard to keep her up on the sneeze guard.
Now she wants to make a movie for Christmas.
now remember. Oh no, Christmas! I'm going to fucking Puerto Rico, and I am going to be on that. So look, I'm going to be chilling with the turtles.
There you go.
Did you say I'm going to fuck Puerto Rico and I'm going to pee on myself?
I'm hoping it's fucking Puerto Rico.
No.
Probably just snorkeling and drinking a lot of beer and cooking Puerto Rico. But I am going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Don't know where to go from here. What else happened this week?
Want to add
Hmm?
What?
Mm-mm.
No. Keep going.
What?
Thanksgiving, if you guys want to, I'm open to whatever you guys want to do.
Yep.
Really?
Well,
So Ed will be here.
$20.
Looks like we're going to Ed's. Ed, want to be in a pickle movie, buddy?
Only,
Yeah, I'll bring my pickle.
and your line is going to be, whoever is so worthy shall lift my hammer.
Not Gratham's hammer?
I declare.
Oh my goodness.
Did you notice with Thor's new hammer, every time he picks it up, he grabs wood?
Whoa. But now it's Gru's wood.
Gru's the one from Despicable Me.
Gru.
Groot's wood.
Well, that makes it a little different. Either way, it's all right.
They're all if I don't remember.
No. Oh, let's see here. So we covered during the week, and then the weekend, and then today. I think today was actually, it's.
Was what?
So are you melting in there, Elizabeth? Is it
Yeah.
Cooled down at
Yeah.
all?
Well, yeah, it's cooler. Yeah. I did a lot of work.
Gotcha.
It's a balmy 100 degrees.
Mm.
We had a busy day. We had breakfast with John, then went to the comic shop, and then came back and I mowed, and then we grilled out and then watched a movie, and now this is just getting up at.
My day wasn't all that busy. I went, had breakfast, knitted, watched a movie. Here I am.
Oh, what'd you have for breakfast?
Eggs at the restaurant. And, you know, it's Labor Day, so it was crazy.
It's always pregnant one then.
I I forgot about the holiday, even though I worked the weekend. What exactly is Labor Day?
It's
What
a
the hell?
national holiday to celebrate union.
Us working class just.
I need a day off. It's another reason to drink, people to shoot their guns, you know,
Right.
like you do.
Oh,
It was great. I was off and didn't get paid.
here's an interesting story. So Saturday, we're in there watching Hardcore Henry. Not such a great movie. Skip that one. And we hear a gun go off.
Wow.
And it sounded like it was, because we're in the living room, then we have my office, and there's the outside. And it sounds like they're like right outside our fucking wall.
Mm-hmm.
And we shrug and move on, and then there's another shot, and then there's screams. And I pause the movie, and we're waiting. It's quiet. Another gunshot, more screaming. So I step outside, and I hear a little girl screaming, "No, no, oh my God, no!"
Screaming mommy, too, and
Mommy, mommy, oh my God, no. And I'm like, Andrea, get the phone. And she comes back with the phone going dial 911. I'm like, hold on. And then I heard the mother go, stop crying. So we go like staring out our side windows, and there's, I don't know, Redneck Bill or whatever his name is. And he's got a bright safety yellow shirt on. He has an automatic rifle of some sort. From the retort, I'm guessing pretty damn big caliber. And Ed, correct me if I'm just talking out of my ass here, but yeah, this thing was quite a bit louder than most gunfire we hear from our neighbors. But
yeah.
He's walking
That's why
around
we went outside.
with his wife and his like 4-year-old daughter trailing behind him. It was single shots, Bob, going off, but it, from my untrained eye, I automatically went, that's an assault weapon of some sort. And Aiden says, isn't fully automatic illegal? I'm like, it's one spring in the gun to make it from.
It's more than one spring. It's more than one spring.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The entire receiver has to be machined to make it fully automatic.
Thank you. It's but yeah, it's a. I would still say a minor adjustment, but perhaps it's a major adjustment. I don't know. Ed, want to chime in on that?
A minor, what's that again?
Is it a minor or major adjustment to turn it?
It's a major adjustment.
Okay.
You have to have a machine shop to make a weapon fully automatic.
Oh, really? I thought you could order the parts and just trade them out.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. You can just.
You're always learning on this show. You're welcome.
Just print them on your 3D printer and go to town.
And I wouldn't want a 3D printed gun. I want a gun that's going to last.
Yeah.
More than one shot, yeah.
It's but the bottom line is everything was fine, except for the therapy bills in another 10 years for that little girl.
So he was out there.
And so.
Yeah, we went back to our show, but yeah, basically he was wandering around his yard with this weapon and his wife and little girl trailing behind him. And she was just traumatized by the loud noise, just screaming about the loud noise. As he's walking back and forth and taking shots at we don't know what. Maybe there was a coyote, maybe a stray cat, maybe a squirrel. We don't know. It's but we did watch them till they went back inside the house and made sure all three went back in. Where you could drop the binary triggers in and give your index finger a workout. There you go. So yeah, that was one more fun story from the weekend.
Well, we were watching Hardcore Henry, and if you don't know what that is, it's you know how they have first-person shooter games? Well, it's kind of like that, but movie. You're the main character, and you see it through their eyes. Gave me some motion sickness.
If you've ever played a first-person shooter, imagine every cutscene from a first-person shooter game crammed together to make the movie. There you go. Yeah, they apparently gave a stuntman, by the way, cyborg, so he had no vocal cords, he couldn't speak. But yeah, they apparently went.
When they were gonna do it, that's when stuff happened. Spoiler: stuff happened, and they couldn't give him a voice.
You're cute, Bob.
Okay.
Are you threatening to pull your little trigger on me? Bob,
Maybe I
by the
should
way,
go see what he's saying.
he said you should be careful. Nerd season starts soon. Nerd season is year-round. At least anytime school is in, nerd season's in.
School starts tomorrow.
But don't pull your trigger on me yet. Tomorrow I should be working you to my book, as well as those people from New Vegas.
I'm going to go to see Peppermint tomorrow. My friend Cora has a free screening to
Oh,
check it out.
I think I saw a trailer for that.
What is it?
Peppermint.
Peppermints? Oh, I don't have high hopes.
The candy?
Jennifer Garner returns to the screen in this action-oriented revenge story. Pepper.
It's another
Sounds
kick-ass,
refreshing.
kick-ass chick movie.
It's a girl that weighs a woman that weighs 100 pounds beating up 300-pound men.
Sounds legit, you know.
That's actually why I liked how they did Black Widow in the first couple movies, because the moves she did, she wasn't going toe-to-toe punching with a, hey, how's your...
What up, Kennedy?
Kennedy!
Hey, Kennedy.
Hey,
How's your hand stretchy thing working? Still doing miracles?
well, yeah, I'm getting there.
I'll give you something to stretch your hand around.
Ed, do you know about this?
I got over 5 to you.
No, didn't
Just crack.
The web, and if you have any kind of wrist or finger issues, you'll see it's quite malleable. You can put your hand out, work with it or against it. It's highly recommended. If you have any hand, wrist.
So Ian saw a trailer for The House with a Clock in the Walls with Paltrow and Black. Is that Gwyneth Paltrow and Louis Black?
No, it's Jack Black and Kate Blanchett.
Oh, Kate Blanchett, okay. Not
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow? They do look like.
Well, let's find out.
Use the Google.
Bob,
I appreciate it.
Bob, I don't
guess
understand your
he's-
question.
I guess he's asking if it's legal.
To light.
Shoot guns where you live.
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure. We live in the middle of the country, and yeah.
No, he said it. Oh, never mind. I
Yeah.
read the wrong one.
I assume so from everything I've seen, Bob. And I have a hill on the side of my property that we could shoot into if we ever wanted.
All right. Kate Blanchett, Jack Black.
There you
I
go.
know who Jack Black.
So is it a comedy?
Yeah. Family film.
Okay. The House with a Clock.
Deadpool's not a family film.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it depends on the family.
Dysfunctional? We're here.
Yeah.
Looks like 21st of September is its release date. Comedy fantasy.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's Now we've got 15 minutes before this weekend
History hour.
because we started 10 minutes late or something like that. We're at 10 minutes late. So we can either keep BSing for another 15, or we can actually start the topic.
Yes. What do the viewers want? Tell us, everyone.
Apparently Kennedy wants to talk about casting Green Lantern versus Deadpool. Yeah, I definitely have an opinion on this, and
There is no Green Lantern.
that's right.
Deadpool fixed that at the end of Deadpool 2.
Yes, he did. By killing the actor that played him.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. But thanks for shouting that out right after Ed opens his mouth, because I didn't think a thing about it either. Green Lantern was never meant to be a comedy. Hal Jordan was cocky and arrogant, thus a bit humorous, but he was never a jokester, and that movie totally misplayed the Hal Jordan character. So, there we go.
Be right back, guys.
Okay. I think the voice of God spoke to Ed.
Yeah, it did.
What were you going to say, Elizabeth?
I just thought it was a shitty movie. The writing was poor,
Green
the
Lantern?
dialogue was poor. Yeah.
It was.
You know, I don't have any real. I just wanted Wonder Woman to be good, and I was satisfied.
I tell you what, I had high hopes for Green Lantern and Thor, and it wasn't until Thor 3 that any of those came to fruition. Thor 1 and 2 were okay, but Thor 3 is what I wanted. And, you know, I like
That's a Thor subject.
the one with the with Hulk in it, where they're on the other planet.
Oh,
The arena
Ragnarok.
planet. Ragnarok, yes.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was my favorite of the bunch, and I'm hoping, because Green Lantern is in production, as well as the Flash movie, Cyborg movie, etc., etc.
It's what?
In production.
Oh, I thought you said it was duck shit. I can't hear it.
I might have said that. Hard to say. Well, actually, duck shit is that hard to say. But anyhow. Welcome back, Ed. Did a raccoon
Instead
get
of
in?
duck sauce, you could order duck shit.
Did a raccoon get in?
No, I need some cheese.
Is that why you were staring at the ceiling?
Turning the light back on.
Ah, gotcha. There you go. Yeah, Kennedy. Kennedy says Thor was like, why do we care about being in the middle of nowhere? When Iron Man was fought in the middle of New York City. You didn't even care about the characters, though, Kennedy. You never warmed up to the characters. There was no oomph or depth to them. It's Eric Selberg was the best character in the movie, the older scientist. Oh no! In Thor 1, the Padme's sidekick chick was awesome. She was fun.
Yeah.
The little crazy driving chick.
Those are tough movies to write. So I can't imagine you're going to be given much wiggle room, writer. Like, you can't just tell Thor. You know? Certain people have contracts, so they got to make it to the next film. So, you know, tricky. You know? Some do well, some don't.
Tempe says not
Kill
enough.
him and make him a ghost.
It's a.
And
And I tell you what, Kennedy, Portman is an excellent actress, and you say she's poured any sort of romance. I think she has just had bad directors for her romance movies, and I don't think Thor, though Jane is a big part of the comic and everything, I don't think it needed that heavy of a romance subplot, especially when they've known each other
I wish they would
36
stop
hours.
putting all these romantic things in there because it's not always needed. It just
Right.
it's
Absolutely.
stupid.
You can have a different subplot or a B plot, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be a romantic one. I think Deadpool 2 did wonders with the romantic subplot. It was in there.
Well, there was like several of them in there.
Well, the one in particular, the romantic subplot between him and his woman. In that, here's 3 scenes, one in the beginning, one in the middle, one in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 7 minutes each, give or take, and done. It doesn't take away from the movie, it helps the motivation. But anyhow, Kennedy. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth. Go on.
no, it was response, and I'll get it wrong. I'm way off mark now. So go ahead, whatever you're reading.
All I was going to do is, so Kennedy, you need to check your Discord. I messaged you like 6 days ago, and I need to talk to you, dude. So, anyhow, not tonight.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Wasn't Natalie Portman in The Professional?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy her as an actor.
I
Great.
actually have too. I really like her work for the most part.
She's great for a skinny bitch.
I was not a fan of Black Swan, but not because of her, just in general. I went, did you
I
like
haven't
that one?
seen that.
I only needed it once. It kind of messed me up a little bit. It's a good job. And,
Really?
there's one scene.
I need to see it. I haven't
The
seen it
leg.
yet. Let's see that.
Oh, go for it. I think I might have it. I'll bring it over.
The
I'm
Cell
gonna watch-
was good.
Was she in the cell?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I own that.
Yeah.
Well, and so
Yeah.
was Vincent D'Onofrio was in it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to watch that.
That's one of my favorite movies. I own that, so we can watch that.
See, but the two big things with Natalie Portman and romance has been Thor and Star Wars, and I just don't think the story was that good for either one of them. Okay, Kennedy, you can also install Discord on your phone. It was built for phones. Ian says, I would have enjoyed watching them try to direct Helmsworth as a doctor with a lame leg. Thor's secret identity was a doctor who walked with a cane, and he would take the
Right.
cane, smack
Like
it on the
House.
ground, torn into Thor. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I think that would have been great. They actually, when they got him the fake ID and they pull it out, the name is Donald Blake, which was the character's name. And
Well, I think with a lot of these superhero things, it's the new niche, and everybody has to make as many as they can as quickly as they can. They don't care about a lot of the backstories; just they want to make that money. I think that's why I'm kind of tired of them because they're not as fun anymore.
well, I think there's certain characters you don't need the backstory. Oh, hold on, Ed just disappeared. Ed!
Well, not really a backstory, but certain things that they did in comics that could be put in movies that would be interesting instead of, some of the things they're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Hold on 1 second. And that's what I'm saying is, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, we don't need a backstory. We're good. We got this. But Ant-Man, you need a backstory because we're like, who?
Yeah, like how did that happen?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, you need a backstory.
But I want empathy too.
Well, yeah.
Relatability.
Well, see,
I don't want to just watch a cutout. I want to watch a hero, and people are heroes.
Right.
I want to learn about the person.
mhm.
I will never. I don't ever get tired of seeing what I don't get to see every day. Someone flying, lifting a massive thing, getting in a sword fight. I enjoy that.
You don't see that every day, but you're in New York.
I see knife fight.
They're small swords. It's okay.
No, I like that aspect, but we know the pattern now. Everything's stenciled. We know how it works. And that's what we've grown smart. The audience is smart. We'll put up with junk food for a while, but not only junk.
Correct.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Sorry.
Did you drop your
Sounds like
keys
some
on the
date
keyboard?
segment.
No. I'm sitting here and everybody was frozen but me. And I was like,
Were you offended? It's okay.
but I can see them over there, so it must be me. So
It was you. It was you. I remember that Saturday Night Live skit there. Kennedy just posted a link to a GIF of the Saturday Night Live superhero party where, it's couldn't do that now. Everybody'd be up in arms going, why are you mixing DC and Marvel? How dare you?
I like the Lego party, the Lego superhero party from, what was it, Lego Batman or Lego? Yeah.
Yeah. The Lego.
I liked it when they did crossover as a kid.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
I
why
loved it.
that's why Avengers 4 was so delightful because it's one huge crossover. And
Yeah.
like I said, they have 5 storylines that interweave and come together, and
It was delicious. It was just eye candy.
Yeah.
It was sometimes, occasionally, there's just thoughts. So well done. Oh,
Kennedy, we said crossover, not cross-dressing.
and the way, so Andrea hasn't seen it, but how they did
How they did what?
just beautiful.
Blowed everybody up.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. I got you.
Yeah.
I know what
I
happens
mean,
in the movie.
After, even at the beginning, fabulous. Loved it.
There's some
I see
movies.
why people got upset.
It's and that was actually part
It's
of
a
my
comic book.
disappointment.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
There's certain scenes, which, by the way, spoilers, guys. If you haven't seen it, you're going to get spoilers, but nothing you wouldn't have seen ad nauseum for the past 6 months, 4 months, whatever. There's a little extra for when Spider-Man dies. And because I've heard so much about it, all emphasis, all oomph behind that scene was yanked from me. Ian says there's still all kinds of trash talk about a black Nick Fury. Folks need to read the comics to see that Jackson's Fury is Nick Fury Jr. Hateful trolls need to shut the hell up. I'm going especially with the last statement there, Ian. I don't care if they made it Nick Fury Jr. or not. The bottom line is he did great in the role. I don't care. But yeah, you're right. They did cover that in the comic books, and he did a much better job than David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
I do miss, I mean, but I do miss seeing Nick Fury with always smoking the cigar.
That's
and I
movies
miss
now.
He had sideburns.
Right.
And then they were really, really white and thick, and then I miss that. I did. I mean, I like Samuel Jackson. He's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Gina Davis. But
Long Kiss Goodnight.
I do miss that. Long Kiss Goodnight.
It's a great movie. Da-na-na-na-na. Putting my pants on. Da-na-na-na.
And speaking of Sam Jackson, I know I went down the list the other week of who all was leaving. Sam Jackson has now signed on for the next Spider-Man.
Okay, good.
So apparently he's planning on sticking around for a while. So.
We ready for This Week in History?
Sure, I'm ready.
Do some intro
ready?
music here? Yeah, hold on a second. Okay. Here's some intro music here, everyone.
This week.
When I say everybody but you guys. Okay, what happened this week in history?
This week in history, shit happened, y'all. And I didn't like any of it, so I'm sticking with entertainment shit. Okay. 25 years ago, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers premiered.
Wait, the Japanese one or the American one?
The American one.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not entertainment, though. So we mentioned this is what Labor Day is. Here's to the working man. Get back to work, get time and a half. Good job.
Yeah.
But I understand other countries also celebrate Labor Day. Is it the same date they celebrate as us? Does anybody know? I didn't care enough to look it up. But anyhow, going on. What else happened, Ed?
35 years ago, Heathcliff, the cartoon series, premiered on television.
Oh, man. I remember that. I liked it back then, but...
He was much better than that Garfield dude.
He really was. Garfield should have ended about 20 years ago, and that's the comic strip. Because it was great when I was 12, but by the time I was 15, I'm like, another warmed over joke. Thanks. At least Peanuts stayed new-ish. Anyhow, oh, by the way, Mongo and Wordsworth and the other cat who was like the sidekicks of Heathcliff.
Heathcliff, yeah.
Yeah, I forget the leader. There was another like short, chubby, scrappy cat. And then Wordsworth was your nerdy one and Mongo was your big dumb one. Never tell your kids to watch people who are moving to the side and not fighting. I don't... Kennedy says, watching Power Rangers. Never tell your kids to watch the people who are moving to the side and not fighting. I was never a Power Rangers fan, so I have no idea what you're talking about. because the dude waving his arms could easily kick the bad guy. Yeah, I still. What else happened, Ed?
Current events.
Mm.
There is a new Appalachian Trail speed record. A dude from Belgium by the name of Karel Savi just completed the 2,200 mile long trail in 41 days, 7 hours, and 39 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, he averaged 52.9 miles a day.
That's a hell of a hiking thing. How many hours a day did he walk?
Didn't really say in the article that I read. The old record was set in 2016, and that record was 45 days, 12 hours, and 15 minutes.
I bet you he's got medical issues now.
He did the Pacific Crest Trail also, breaking that record last year.
Okay, guess he can't have too many if he, like, a year later did the other one.
He done some crazy 150-mile trek across a desert overseas somewhere.
See,
yeah, he does this shit all the time.
One time, and I'm sure Ed has met more people, but I was camping with Ed, and a kid shows up wandering through, and Ed's like, I bet you he's doing the trail. And they call him over, and they offer to feed him, and say, share the campsite, crash share, it's all good. And the kid told us that basically he fattened up before going on the trail.
He was this big around.
Yeah, and he ate like 6 hot dogs and 15 sheep and 32 elephants or some crap like that while sitting around our campfire.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it will tear you up, and we discussed it, and Ed educated me a little bit about, some people, they just don't prep right, and their bodies aren't ready, and they walk away with medical conditions because of, whether reforming the muscles or malnutrition or dehydration or any of the number of things, not counting exposure, and I got bit by a nun or whatever can happen on the trail.
The guy that just broke the record, they estimated that he was burning something like 10,000 calories a day.
Oh my God.
His wife and a friend and his in-laws supported him. And what they would do is basically meet him at every place where the trail crossed the major road.
Mm-hmm.
He would stop, drink water, and eat. And they was having a rough time trying to figure out what to feed him. And they were actually trying to cook for him in between stops. And then they realized hamburgers and pizza. That's the best thing to keep that calorie intake up.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Here's a large pizza and 4 Whoppers. Have a good day. Oh, you're going to take them with you. Walk. Okay, see ya. So, yeah, wow, it's...
They think that record will stand for quite a long time.
I'm not beating it next year, I'll tell you that.
In more current events, Game of Thrones fans, there's going to be a sequel. Don't know how many folks heard that or not.
I can't.
But there is going to be a sequel. HBO is moving ahead with the sequels. They will start choosing actors later this year, with filming to start in the spring of 2019.
What do you mean a sequel? A new series?
Yeah.
That takes place after the current series.
I'm sorry, a prequel.
Okay, so we're going back to, like, what's his name?
Yeah.
The Mad Rangarian or what?
The Mad King and all of that stuff.
And basically probably lead up to the ending with Jaime killing him and the Lannisters taking power, or the not the
they're
Lannisters.
Not really
it would be
how
the
far back they're going, but
Baratheon, House Baratheon. Yeah, then again, they could go quite a bit way back. It would be interesting. Now, have you seen all of the new ones, or the ones that you've seen them all?
Yeah.
Satisfying?
Yeah.
Because I ended at season 3 or 4, I think 4, and didn't pick up.
See, I never read any of the books, so I didn't have that influence.
I did.
So yeah, I'm satisfied.
I've read them all, but I'm not worried about it matching the book. Season 1, I was thrilled because it really did a great job of matching the book. And I went, all right, 1 season, 1 book, we can handle this. But by season 3, he's all over the place. There's brand new characters that never existed. There's other plot lines. And I've read the Hedge Knight stories too, Ian. I don't remember them, but they were comic books. So...
Yeah, as long as they don't kill off Peter Dinklage's character, I'm cool.
Which, by the way, I did drop the spoiler for Andrea that Peter Dinklage is in Avengers 4, but I did not tell her the role because I feel like that should be something she
That's
enjoys.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very nice little. Not little like little, but it was a small role.
I might see the movie one day. We'll see.
You might. When we own it instead of Redbox it.
If you buy it, I might watch it, but
There's a chance I might buy it one day. What the hell is Andrea doing? Asked Bob.
She's eating chocolate, Bob, and it's too dark to be yours because you're only 0.04%.
I don't need everybody to see me eat, so I have this little.
I love that she does that. I've commented on that before. She's got the little cat mask, and most people don't realize what she's doing. They think she's just being adorable, but she's covering herself chewing. Name drop. Okay. 25 saw Dinklage on the train one morning. It was a short ride. Anyhow, okay, Ed, what else?
Speaking of, I'm going to go off to something else, and then I'll come back to something I actually had down.
Well, we can talk more about Game of Thrones also if you want, because.
Okay, sure. Yeah, apparently the social justice warriors broke loose on Peter Dinklage because he's doing some kind of story about Harvey. I never could pronounce the little guy's name. Belishay, the dude from Fantasy Island.
Right.
And the social justice. Yeah, that dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the social justice warriors were going off because here's the white guy playing a Filipino.
Fuck you.
Well, he wasn't a Filipino. He's of France and German descent.
But no matter what, the bottom line is we don't have a lot of little people to choose from. Brad Williams, who's also a little person, stand-up comedian. We've had him on the show. Andrea and I are listening to Pandora today, and he did a bit on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs where he talks about, they didn't actually have dwarves play the dwarves. They had big people who they CG'd in $1 million, and I would have done it for a candy bar just to hump Charlize Theron's leg. It's all cute and funny, he says, but the studio released an explanation of why they didn't, because they were worried about the quality of acting, which he then goes on and makes jokes of and mocks and all that, and it's very funny. But the bottom line is, it's true. Most people can't act. We like to think we can, but we can't. Yes, Andrew?
And I was going to say, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and Peter Dinklage is a great actor. Mm-hmm. Love him in almost everything. I don't think he would play that role.
Which role? Oh, one of the dwarves in like Snow White and the Huntsman?
Mm-hmm.
And that may have been the case where some of the people that would fit that role, they don't want to play a role like that because it puts them in that, stereotype.
Also, many little people are somewhat malformed. It's just a fact of the condition. So when they want, hey, Des, been a while. Glad to see you still around.
What up, dude?
But to see, you want dwarves to be these sturdy folk who are not malformed, basically. And of course, you want decent actors in the roles. So I totally get it, why they don't.
Mm-hmm. The thing that gets me on this...
Well...
Go ahead, Andrea.
All right, and we're talking about the Huntsman, right?
Well, the Huntsman or the Hobbit, because when we had
Brad
on.
We're talking about the Huntsman.
Okay.
They cannot say they want good actors. Didn't they have the girl from Twilight in there?
They did, Kristen Stewart.
Come on. She was in it. You can't say you wanted good actors in that film if you... Anyway, carry on.
The thing that gets me about the social justice warriors, okay, they fuss about stuff like this. You don't get a Chinese actor to play a Chinese guy or whatever, okay? But yet they'll flip that around and they say, well, why can't Captain America be black or Superman be black or Captain Marvel be a woman or whatever, So what's it going to be?
Well, the bottom line is they can be. We don't give a damn.
Well,
let's talk about Nick Fury again.
If they choose to have those type of actors, then the people actually have to audition and make it. That's the bottom line.
Right.
If you don't have the actors to play the part, you got to go with something else.
You also want the actors to have a certain physical No, Ian, I agree with you. Ian
When
says,
they
I
have
agree with Brad Williams. They're funny when they run. Going to hell now. Um, it's yeah, you want a certain body type, and if it's easier to CG, then get 7 male little people who can act and do the physical requirements. Even Warwick Davis. Let's look at him, guys. He's not even a great actor. He's a fair actor at best.
Who?
He played Willow. He played Wicket the Ewok.
Oh,
He played.
Just a
I don't know his real name, but okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I do like the movie though.
Oh, it's a good movie. Kennedy says I'm upset that Lolly Riverbottom is portrayed by a white actress.
It's River Blossom, thank you.
That's
Well, first you said Rover Bottom.
That might be more accurate in some cases.
It's a little different there.
But
Oh
yes,
my
Social Justice Warriors, it's getting to the point where they could just suck my dick.
Just shut up.
I love the concept of coming out and supporting and helping and creating an atmosphere of diversity.
It's not
and
helping when
inclusion.
you're forcing it.
No, it's
Yeah.
we were talking to John of Conquest Comics today, and he's like, I love diversity in comics, and he's like, oh, we have, a black woman here or Filipino man there or whatever. And then I realized he's not talking about the characters in the book. He's talking about the writers and the pencilers and the inkers. And I'm like, oh my God, they've gone that far where you have to have diversity in the art talent department.
It's good to have diversity, but you gotta have the talent.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that from the show that we had a while back where we were talking about producers in Hollywood and the complaints about them not being enough women. I was like, okay, so
and black women in particular.
How does one become a producer? Is it because not very many women are trying to become producers, or
Maybe.
Don't worry, Ed. We know you're uneducated. Some white social justice warrior will help you out and stand up for you, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness.
And tell me it's not my fault.
That's right. It's just
Don't worry, Ed. It is your fault. It's all right.
It's not my fault.
We'll totally fucking blame you, dude. But when SJWs, it could be. I'm the man. When they turn into bullies and they're basically shouting everybody down and you're afraid to say anything lest you get drug outside and metaphorically
and
lynched.
that is defeating the purpose of this
They turn
whole
into what they
thing.
hate.
Well, it's affecting writers now too. I was just talking about this with a producer friend of mine yesterday, and I read the article. There's a big push right now for female writers, especially female writers of color, and which suggests to me we are losing our way and we are no longer judging people by the content
of their
character or by the ability.
Give me some, sister. Give me some.
Elizabeth, I have seen anthologies, good paying anthologies, that are like, we only want minorities, women, people of color, transgender, anybody on the LGBTQ spectrum. And they list out this huge thing, this is what we're looking for, which it boils down to, if you're white, straight male, do not write us a story. Everybody else, we want your work.
So
and on one hand,
we're discriminating against white straight males.
Well, on one hand, I'm actually okay with the concept of, okay, let's give a chance for these smaller groups of people to get their work out there. But on the other hand, maybe other people do, but I don't pick up a book or watch a movie because of the color of the skin of the person who fronted the money or wrote the script.
Same here.
Here's the thing. Instead of doing this, accepting stories blindly and doing talent only and paying for that, no, they're like, you have to meet all this before we see if you have talent. So that's really fucking, I don't know.
By the way, what Kennedy said, I believe, though, that when marginalized people are excluded, that we are losing talent. But I've seen what Travis is relating. And that's what we're saying, Kennedy. It's the talent that we're looking for.
Judge for talent, not skin or preference or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
And the conversation went around. We were all around the place. When the eye of Soren is not on me and how I fucked up my career so far. And it's just something else. We got on to talking about, she said she was referring to the community, the LGBTI community. And I stopped her. I said, well, what does the I stand for? So I Googled it. And they said it was interracial.
No, intersexual.
Intersexual, which I don't want to go down that road. But anyway, I got into the discussion.
LGBTQIA.
Oh my god, I have to Google that. What the hell is that
PGQ,
shit?
I don't give a fuck because I'm not involved.
Zoe.
Hi, Toey. Toey
Yes,
says
Toey.
I is for idiot.
And I said, without getting too into the conversation, for me, it got down to we're not treating problems. We're not helping people. Okay? And I got it down to we are losing our humanity, we are losing our empathy, and our privacy. And I think those are the sources of so many problems right now. When you're judging people before you even read or look at what they've created by the color of their skin, we're there. It's not that it's over. It's just, we're there. It's shitty. Time to start anew. Time to start changing.
Andrea, do you want to read Bob's comment? Go ahead.
I don't know. Okay. Bob says, I must disagree. Since I have been scientifically proved to be black, I tend to watch BET and other black-owned networks. Shut up, Bob.
And there's still not quality programming.
I did the Google. Oh my god.
Well, and the one thing she did say was in the article, people of kind tend to hire their kind. You know, like generally,
That's true.
black people are going to hire black people
That's true.
because those are your friends, those are the people you know. And I
Well-
said, well, what about the BET channel? So it's wrong when white people do it, especially white men. It's wrong. But when black people do it, or Asians, or Mexicans, or whatever community the fucking film festival is
Non-white.
called, it's okay. Well, that's not what I meant at all. Okay.
But is there a difference? And that's what we're exploring here. And I'm all about inclusion, which means including everybody.
I'm about
Everybody.
great people in excelling.
What I don't get the LB. I don't even know all the fucking letters. Okay.
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Because I Googled it.
It's like pie. It just keeps growing. Come on, Andrew.
Yes, it has grown, and I don't understand it because we're not supposed to be fucking labeling, but they want to wear a label.
Andrea, go ahead and read it out. What is it?
Okay. Says the longer version of LGBT is LGBTQIA. Stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and allies. The fuck?
It's allies now? It used to be asexual.
Nope. Says allies.
What does ally mean? Besides the Cold War.
It's us, the basically people who look at our whatever friends and go, no, you're cool, come on. I don't care who
I
you're
don't
sleeping with. I
judge
don't give a damn.
people on that stuff.
I don't
judge.
consider myself an ally. It's just I think you're a cool person, so come, let's hang out together.
I don't judge people on all those letters. I judge them on, are you an asshole? That's what I judge you on.
I thought it meant
And
alibi.
we still hang out together. You're an asshole, you know.
I mean, you have to be the good type of asshole. You have to be a clean asshole. That's never
Toey
mind.
says, no, ally means you buy into the BS. See, the thing is, Toey, I once very much identified as ally. And then social justice warriors, like when we're looking at gay marriage and everything, I'm like, absolutely allow gay marriage. Absolutely.
It's a tax write-off. Let them do it. Who gives a shit?
And when it comes down to, hiring, absolutely. I don't care. But now, like we said, we have this
Do your
list
In
of
your face.
labels. And it's not inclusion. It's helping exclusivity instead of inclusiveness.
Well,
I
what I
don't appreciate being identified before you can get to know me by calling me an ally. I'm feeling triggered.
Are you saying we pull your trigger, baby?
Oh, God.
Ed, what else happened this weekend? Oh, wait, were we going back to
okay.
Game of Thrones? Did we have
we
anything else?
can, if there's more discussion, we feel like we got more discussion.
No, I think you said you felt the series was satisfying, so I will pick it up
Yeah.
again at some point and finish
Okay.
it up.
Check it out.
As for the
No
book,
walkers. Snow Walkers. It's amazing. It's just so much fun once they get into the story. Yeah,
I've seen the makeup and
you gotta sit
costumes,
through a
but
lot of sex.
what?
A lot of sex. A lot of
A
sex.
lot of sex. And
Well,
a lot
Kimmy
of
made the comment
nasty
earlier.
violence.
What he came for the dragons but stayed for the incest.
Now,
And
see, I've seen season 1, and then I got all
that
those
sums it
memes
up.
because I saw this meme before I ever watched it, and it showed, from Star Wars, oh, you kissed your brother, that's cute, and then it
Mhm.
shows 2 characters. I'm like, then I saw it.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Snow Walker.
I've seen the first
And
season.
then eventually you get to the part where she's riding the dragon and they're just wiping out village.
And that's where I quit before they got to either of those things. I quit in season
need
4,
a
which is the
dragon.
Red Wedding. Everybody remembers the Red Wedding.
Nope.
From season 4. Andrea has only watched up to season 2 or 3, I think.
No, I haven't seen 3. I've seen some of 2.
Don't get attached anymore. You never
Oh, I know
get
they all die. I know this.
Except Peter Dinklage. He makes it.
So far.
You know why? All right, I'm going to hell. He's below the radar.
Oh.
A few comments here. Bob says, I watched Crimson Tide today. Black Denzel rules. Racism on a nuclear sub should not be allowed. And GOT, not enough main black characters. And then Toei says, I quit after episode 1.
Bob, Bob, there's a whole fucking army of black men. Now, granted, they had their shit cut off, but there's a whole fucking army of black men.
What the hell?
Yeah, there's an army of slaves. Are they black or are they like Middle Eastern?
They're black.
Okay. Game of Thrones needs a black midget. We don't call them midgets. That's rude. Little people. It's a preferred.
But I agree, Bob. Yes.
It's so much more interesting when you're drinking.
Keep that in mind.
Definitely a drinking. You want to be drinking.
Well, after this week in History Hour, I need to get up and get something.
And, well, we'll move on.
Tempe says I haven't even seen the first episode. It's
It's
Probably
not
better
for
that
everyone.
way.
It's not for everyone. But
No. Okay,
anyway.
go on.
Okay, speaking of television shows that aren't for everyone, Andrew Leakin, who plays Rick on The Walking Dead, most people probably heard he's leaving the show. He doesn't want to stay on the show basically because he's from England. He spends 6 months a year here in the U.S. filming. He doesn't want to do that no more. He wants to spend that time with his family.
I thought the show was done.
Oh no, they're not done. I've heard some conflicting reports about whether or not they kill him off. Because one report I heard a couple weeks ago was that they were actually going to do a spinoff, a European spinoff. And it has been suggested that his character may appear in the European spinoff. Now,
I think it'd be great to have him wander away and,
how the hell he gets from here to across the Atlantic, who knows? But
Swim.
Vikings did it. Matter of fact, there is a Viking ship coming in this week into Virginia.
yes, Newport
In
News.
Norfolk. I want to go. Let's go. We're going.
It's I had some other comment. I forget what it was. Oh, well, no big deal. Oh, something else I think we missed last week, if not this weekend. You might have it on your list. Carol Burnett's show has celebrated its 50th anniversary.
I did not see that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and she is 85. She was 35 when she started the Carol Burnett show.
She's freaking awesome.
Kind of like the last great variety show that I can recall.
I miss that. I mean, there's too many reality things. There's too much of the same. Yeah, we need a variety show.
We have Key and Peele. That is something.
It is. It's a start.
That is a good show, too.
Those guys are funny.
Okay, Ed, what else you got?
Dead people, unless anybody has some
I
other
was curious who
kind of
died
event.
this week, because last week was a
Everybody died last week, you know.
Yeah.
three for one deal.
Yeah.
What do we
You
got?
say a threesome? What the
I
hell?
did. I did.
Well, they fucked themselves to death. Sorry.
What a way to go. Who are you gesturing to? More cheese?
One of the best lines of Game of Thrones. Bad guy says to the dwarf, "How do you want to die, dwarf?" And he says, "An old man in my bed with my dick in a woman's mouth, or my cock in a woman."
Yeah.
That's great.
I dig Tyrion. He's my favorite character.
Tyrion, thank you, Ed. Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to start watching that again at some point. We'll see. Okay, Ed,
You know, it's fast forward.
who kicked the bucket?
August 28th, comic book writer Gary Friedrich, Captain Marvel creator Sergeant Fury, and co-creator of Ghost Rider.
Oh. Nice.
Oh
He did have
yeah,
some
I heard
influence.
about that.
And Captain Marvel is one of the next Marvel movies to come out.
Mhm.
And that's Captain Marvel, the Marvel version, not the DC Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam.
Right.
Bob.
August 29th, comic artist Marie Severin. She was the co-creator of Spider-Woman. She also did some drawing for Spider-Man and Thor.
Nice. And they now have all kinds of Spider-Man. They're calling it the Spider-Verse. They actually have one comic book where Mary Jane has powers, I guess, and Peter, and they have a kid, and they have a daughter, and they're all like Spider-Man adventuring together. And
they start a rock band.
Woo,
And
woo.
they take Hollywood by storm.
okay, hold on, because there is one called Spider-Geddon,
Oh.
and it
Oh,
has
God.
a teenage Spider-Man. I don't know if it's Peter Parker, but he's punk rocked out, and he encounters Hulk with a mohawk. It's all like punk rock in this comic book.
You're just throwing it all against the wall. See what
See what'll stick, yeah.
A lot of shit they're flinging. Unlike
They're like monkeys.
unlike Eminem, who does not throw poo.
He's learned not to do that.
That would be a character that they were introduced to last week in their superhero game. Likes to play cards and talks like an 1800s British explorer.
Hmm.
So anyhow, who else died, Ed? Another comic book?
Birthdays.
Oh, birthdays. No more dead comic book.
Birthday. September 2nd, 1964, actor Keanu Reeves.
Have
Wow.
you seen the interviews with him and Winona Ryder? Because they're doing another movie together.
I have not.
It's amazing how stiff he is in person.
He's a hell of a shooter, though.
Well, he's in the right role. He's a great actor. But it's in the right role. Kind of like Sam Jackson. He's not for every role. You can't put him in a role and expect quality. There's some things you're like, that's not really what he does.
But if they get paid, they don't give a fuck.
Yep.
That's true. That's true.
Snakes on a plane.
Still never seen it.
Don't.
Don't?
No.
Really? Really?
Oh, Snakes on a Plane?
Not even for the comedy value?
Oh, I think it's
No.
hilarious.
Oh, no.
I saw that in the theater.
I wish it were. I wish they had come to me and allowed me to. I would give me the opportunity to remake it. I would make it ridiculous. I'd make it fun and just exciting and silly. Les Mis. But
You mean it wasn't supposed to be silly?
Oh, it was.
You mean it wasn't a comedy?
It should have the Zombeaver treatment.
It was so
Sharknado.
bad.
How
That
bad
movie
was
so
it?
bad. It was so bad it pissed off my friend who's gay, and he would not talk about it. He said to just even say the words aloud would offend me so much. And this movie is an atrocity, and I will not discuss it anymore.
I actually saw it at work. Place I used to work, well, where Bob used to work, NEC America. During our lunch break, we would watch a movie.
A
And
long lunch
we,
break.
of course, never finished it in the
Oh.
same day. We watched part of it one day, next day we
Say,
watched
how
the
long
rest-
is that lunch break?
the rest of it. And a friend of mine brought in Snakes on a Plane to watch. And he puts the movie in. Now he bootlegs movies. He never buys a fucking movie. He always goes to the internet and downloads and whatever.
Whatever.
We're watching the movie the second day, and I'm thinking this movie really, really sucks. And then all of a sudden the movie stops. I'm like, what the fuck, Jerry? He's like, yeah, I missed like the last 10 minutes of the movie. You had me to sit through a movie that sucked for 2 fucking days and you don't even have the goddamn ending of it?
I can tell you what happened. All the snakes got off the damn plane. Motherfucking plane.
Oh,
In a nice, orderly
that's
fashion
the
using
reason.
2 different exits.
All
Yeah.
the motherfucking snakes got off the motherfucking plane.
It was so funny if it were like snakes, and then when they take over seat, they got the little earbuds on.
Okay,
Easy
let's do it.
jokes, right? Easy. No, they gotta go stupid. And when they said they were allowing people on the internet to suggest scenes, I go, oh, that's gonna be atrocious. That's just
I feel a Pickles on the Plane movie coming up.
Oh, yes.
Let's see how Thanksgiving goes. Let's see if I
Sharks
can
on a
find
plane, good one, Toy.
Give it time.
By the way, Andrea,
Sharks.
did you read Bob's comment directed towards you?
I did.
Okay.
This shirt is blacker than. Sorry.
Who else was
Okay.
born? Anybody
Yes,
else born?
Travis.
I just said who else was born.
September 3rd, 1965. Madman Charlie Sheen.
He is crazy. Crazy motherfucker.
Yeah. Crazy.
He's got some problems.
I did like him in the movies with Emilio Estevez.
That's his brother.
And Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he was good in that.
Way, the early movies, yeah.
I liked him in Platoon.
Yeah. That was a good role for him.
Snake NATO.
I thought that what was it, 2.5 Men? I did really enjoy it.
Never saw a single episode.
I
never
I
watched
was
it.
late to the game. I enjoyed it, but he's a dick. He had this good show. People were sending the kids in college because they could go and count on the show to be a hit for that long, and he fucked it up.
Yeah. He's a tiger.
He makes enough money where it's not going to really bother him, but, other people wouldn't pay attention. Poor form, Charlie. Fine.
Chloroform? No.
Does this smell like chloroform?
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, they had chloroform and tag.
Yeah.
I see just a couple scenes, and I need to see the whole movie. Do you guys own it? Or?
No, I just rented it on Redbox because I have free stuff.
But we might get it because it's one of those just stupid juvenile comedies. I mean, not a lot of fart and dick jokes. It's not Melissa McCarthy level.
What? No, there was some dick jokes.
Some, yeah, but it was actual dick jokes, like they got punched in the dick.
There was a leopard thong.
There was a leopard thug on a black man.
Yeah, there was.
Well, I can see a pattern for me.
Ah! You spotted it.
Oh.
Yes, Ed.
September 4th, 2179. Lieutenant Nyota Uhura. Happy birthday, Lieutenant Uhura.
Hottie in every form. Except the animated one. That was a bit iffy.
September 5th, 1946. Singer-songwriter Freddie Mercury.
Man.
September 6th, 1943. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. We're rocker Roger Waters.
You know what?
What?
So we're tired of everybody recreating everything. How long do you think it is before bands start being recreated and somebody goes and creates, here's Queen with a brand new set of people making similar music? How long do you think before that happens? Or Pink Floyd or Rolling Stones? Wait, no, they've still got another 70 years before they die.
Yeah.
They're well preserved.
It's you think it'll happen? You think they'll start, and they won't call it a tribute band. They'll be like, we have purchased the rights. We're coming back.
I'd like to think, but considering my age, I'd like to think Queen is something you could never recreate. But I realize sooner or later there will be a generation that.
And they'll be Asian.
The lead singer for Foreigner now is Asian.
Oh, is Foreigner still around? Oh my goodness.
Foreigner's still around.
Yeah.
I know Metallica has started trading out members as time goes on, and I don't know if they have an all new lineup. I don't know if Michael, isn't that the lead? Mike? And then Lars is the drummer. I don't know if
Not
there's
Mike. It was James Hetfield.
James, thank you. I think of Michael Hetfield.
Mike, what the hell?
You know, good old Big M.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, sure, whatever.
The lead singer for Foreigner is an Asian, and the scary thing is he sounds like Perry. If you're not looking at it, you can't really tell the difference.
Can't they redo Genesis or something? Good band. Ian says, pickles on a plane sounds like it'd do well with the NPR crowd. Hey, Mary, are those free-range pickles there? Why, gosh, yes, Rose. Just down the road from my Uncle Bob's organic farm.
Oh. Could happen.
You want to try my sweaty pickle?
I'm
One of the
tired of these
funniest
gosh
skits
darn
ever.
pickles on this gosh darn plate.
We could do a song, a nice bluesy song about your sweaty chocolate pickles.
No.
Or no, salty chocolate pickles. We'll get Ed to play chef.
No.
Good.
Chocolate
That was a good
chocolate.
impersonation. Keep going with that.
Okay, September 7th, 1533. I did this one for Kevin, and he's not here. We're missing Kevin again. Her
Thanks,
Royal Majesty, Queen Elizabeth I.
You sure it was the first, not the second?
It was first. Yeah.
She's
It's
still
the
around.
one that's
Although
still around now,
the
right?
second's been around probably since 2 years after that. But,
There we go.
Yeah.
See, I never remember when she was born. I remember when she died, 1603. A hell of a year. Shakespeare died. She died.
Yep. Shakespeare died.
I remember when we covered that in This Week in History. That's back when it was only 3 minutes long because we didn't have as much history.
History, that is.
Go on, Ed.
It's been a
September
while.
8th, 1979. I love her. She's a little sweetie. Pink. Happy birthday.
Oh.
I do like her. And she's got all those shorts with her name on the butt.
Yeah.
I know. I always think that. I like pink too. Oh wait.
Yeah, I'm thinking, that's either a
That's Victoria's Secret. She's really pink.
It's either vaginal lip reference or the singer. I don't know which one, but I should probably stop staring at him now.
Have you seen the video where she gets her nipple pierced in the middle of a concert?
No.
Oh.
No.
There's a video used to be running around the internet. I don't know if it's still available or not, but she's doing a concert. Her mom is sitting backstage, and the guy that's going to pierce her is sitting backstage. And she goes out on stage. She waits until she gets the adrenaline rush and everything. She runs backstage, gets her nipple pierced, and then goes back out and finishes the concert.
Oh, and sweaty and the rubbing. That's not.
Kennedy asked during the Super Bowl. That
Yes.
might be a better halftime show than what we've seen in a few years.
Well, now she can get the other one done at Super Bowl.
I'm sure
Yeah,
this
maybe-
was a while back. I'm sure she's probably got the other one done by now.
Well, in that case, we know what she gets pierced next to the Super Bowl.
Now, when she breastfeeds her child, she almost drowns it.
Milk is coming out of the side of his mouth.
3 times the flavor,
That's
3
not
times
really
the.
Takes out the plate.
She can
Oh,
have,
that's so funny.
see that's what your character in the superhero game should have done, so she could nurse more than one kid at a time.
Well, there's 7. She's got to be on there.
It's time to cut
Well,
this off. That's getting
You
scary.
know what? Is it how does fast food? Never mind.
Oh,
Because he shoots other organic substances,
Liquids, in particular.
liquids. Anyway,
Ian says, I smell a quest coming on YouTube. Hey! Or, I think it's meant to be away.
extra cheese.
oh,
Wow,
All right.
dirty thoughts, dirty mind.
Good for Pink and her nipples.
With butter. That's how he does it.
With butter.
Okay. Personal birthday shout outs. Shout out, birthday, happy birthday, Cindy Tyson, my sister-in-law.
A chicken chick.
Yeah, sure. My favorite niece, Amanda Kemper. Happy birthday, Mandy. You're so cute. My brother from another mother, Sean Kitzmiller, and the most lovely Toby Jacobs. Happy birthday, everybody.
Okay, happy birthday to everybody. Let's
happy birthday!
raise a glass to people who were born. You did something nobody else could.
Woohoo! Since we didn't have toast.
That's right. We got
We
the
did.
bargain.
Oh.
There we go. We'll do our opening toast now. Here's the toasting because we forgot a toast.
You're here.
Are we done with this week in history?
I'm done if everyone else is.
We're early.
So the topic tonight is public schools and indoctrinating youth. So I guess we could just open this topic. Do we feel like our schools do indoctrinate youth into a certain mindset?
No.
Ed?
Yeah,
Elizabeth?
definitely today.
Yes.
Okay, now the two that said
Oh,
yes.
to a certain mindset.
Yeah.
I gotta step away for a minute though.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, you know what? I want to change my answer.
Nope.
Because
Ed
a
left
certain
his head on.
mindset, yes. The right mindset, I want to say no.
Okay. Now, which one of you ladies want to expand on your thought first? Should we let the one who's in the education business speak first?
Let's just wait for Ed to come back. When she comes back, I don't want her to miss out on the conversation.
Okay. Kennedy, to answer your question, what schools though? Middle school, high school, colleges? Yes. Even elementary school. Private school, homeschool, any school.
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean. But I think I don't like how the schools are with the kids now, because you can't reprimand them, you can't hold them accountable for themselves. The parents want to blame the teachers, and the students want to blame the teachers. I think it's all bullshit. It's the kids aren't responsible for themselves, like I was when I was
So how are they shaping? Oh, wait, hold on. I heard Ed coming back. He's got like a 12-foot damn cord on his headset. Look at that. You think the fact that he was eating cheese, he would have had to get up that quick. Well, we still can hear
You can
you.
do it, Ed. We believe in you.
Are you back? You're no sound.
Oh. Point and laugh. Ha ha.
Is that better?
That's
Yes.
better.
Phew. Sorry, I had to pee something awful.
Really? Was it a snake? That'd be
Black
something
snake.
awful to pee. Black snake. Black mamba. Black papa. Black mamas and papas. So, Ed, we kind of saved the discussion for you to get back.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Andrea chimed in that she's changing her answer. She doesn't like that they don't teach responsibility, essentially.
So yes, they
Right.
do teach stuff, but I think it's the wrong thing.
By the way, Toei comments, I never had any of my own kids in school, and the stories I hear about stupid social engineering in school makes me glad I didn't. So, who'd like
Well,
to put out their thoughts first?
Hmm?
Who'd like to
I
start?
will, because
Go ahead.
I think I thought about this earlier, and even back in my day, it was a indoctrination of sorts. Okay, now granted that indoctrination has changed today, but back in my day, it was walk right, talk right, dress right. This is the way you have to act in society.
It was teaching you how to be a part of society.
So it was an indoctrination.
Yes.
Whereas today, don't be a part of society. I don't know. It's
all
just
about the
off
individual.
The rails. It's off the rails today, and there's nothing wrong with being an individual, but
to a point, you got to know when to do certain things and when not to.
thank you, Andrew. Yeah. Oh no.
Well, and the thing is, here's one of my biggest issues. The sports or the team things, whatever. oh, well, we're not going to keep score. We're going to give everyone a participation trophy. No matter, and then you have the one kid that works their ass off to carry the team and the one that doesn't do jack, and they get treated the same. That is not going to help them in real life. And this is where I have an issue because the kids growing up like that, I have to work with them. So I'm working twice as hard to make the same amount as them because they're not doing it. That's my issue.
Ed, what's your thoughts?
Oh, you expect me to disagree with her on that?
I know this whole crowd is about personal responsibility and pulling your own weight, and dreams come true because you fucking bust your ass for them, not because they're handed to you.
Mm-hmm. I think we've lost sight today, and not just in our high schools, on into our universities and colleges, of the American dream. The American dream was work hard and you can achieve. Now today there's this, give it to me. Bob mentioned socialism and political correctness, and there is this indoctrination of socialism and political correctness in our schools today, starting in high school. It doesn't even wait till college. It starts in high school. And where did that come from? The American dream was, we haven't always had it. I will admit, we haven't always had equality in the American dream. You can work for it and you can achieve it. But that was the American dream. You can come over here, you can get a job, you can work hard, and you can make something of yourself. Not somebody's supposed to open up their wallet and give it to you.
Is this a bad time to point out Patreon?
No, it's a great time. We're working hard for you.
But no, it's not, because we do this fucking show for free.
Well, in that case, let me go ahead and do that. I want to let you guys know, just below the screen, you'll see the share button. Make sure you invite your friends to come over and hang out, have a good time, and bitch about things along with you and us. Don't forget to keep up with us by joining the Discord channel. Link is below, as well as signing up for the newsletter and keeping the notifications on so you know when we go live. Other ways you can support us. Thank you, Ed. As Ed just did, you can throw bits. You can donate, which we get all that money when you click that donate button. It's the best way to support us. But also purchasing merchandise, supporting us on Patreon, subscribing, which you could do free if you have Amazon Prime, and link it to your account here. And don't forget, you can listen to us when we're not on air via Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spreaker, Stitcher, and more. Okay, I've done my pitch. I'm done. Elizabeth, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the indoctrination of youth.
It's all make believe, right? Lollipops and gumdrops. It's the politicization, the enslavement of a people. That's what's happening. And they have taken out the value of individuality and are teaching children now how to survive in a herd through lack of discipline and accountability. They just throw up their hands and say, oh, just survive. In fact, oftentimes now when a child stands up and is exceptional, the herd turns on the pack.
Yeah.
You can't acknowledge achievement. We are not allowing children to learn the lesson of losing. And that's what I love about sports. You can try your hardest, you can be in the best shape of anyone, and you can still lose.
See, and it's not even the right herd mentality. In nature, the herd mentality is, you know what, they pick off the weakest first. And this is how the herd gets stronger and survives. Go ahead, Andrea.
That's bullying.
It is.
Well, because there's no bullying now.
It's genocide.
Because there's no bullying now. To an extent, it's helpful because it prepares you for real life to take criticism. But, with the herd mentality picking off the weakest link, no, now they're getting rid of the stronger one because everybody wants someone weaker than them so they feel superior. But I think...
I hadn't considered that. It's definitely how we act in, I guess you'd say, sorry, my brain turned off. When you talk about people,
I'll be back.
You want to put them down so you seem superior.
Yeah.
So gossip there, sorry.
Well,
All right, well said.
it's bad business. I mean, I look at it as a business thing. In business, you want to hire someone that has more knowledge than you, knows more than you, it has the stuff because you want them to help bring you up and your company up. If you're the boss and you hire someone that is dumber than you, so you seem superior, your business is going to fail. I just feel like that's a good lesson for life.
It's okay though. The government will bail you out.
Yeah. Or you'll keep or you'll keep your job, which is this turning into, right? We're no longer, there's a lack of team and loyalty.
Mhm.
People will turn on you.
Oh my God, I see
I
that
got 3
so
more,
much.
but we'll get to.
Go ahead.
Should we go on or wait for Travis?
I don't know where he went.
He probably had to run to the bathroom.
He's bringing her a drink.
No.
Should I just move on or
Go
should I wait?
ahead. Whatever.
Alright.
Go ahead.
I think we're no longer teaching children the value of humanity and empathy,
Mm-hmm.
curiosity, to learn, the joy of learning, the endless joy of learning, and to even try. Try.
Big one.
I don't know how. Just try. Try. I cannot tell you how many times I just try every day. Nationalism has been devalued, and that we are no longer learning how to be good citizens. We're no longer learning how to get along. We're unhappy,
That's racist.
apparently.
Yeah.
And everything is politics now. God is dead, and everything is dead.
Ian says, "Bring back dodgeball. Scary damn dodgeball."
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes getting a bloody nose is a great lesson.
Absolutely.
Your
It'll
eyes
bring
water
people
and
together.
you know what it's like to get punched. Oh. The taste of blood is empowering.
Yeah, maybe if you know that feeling, when someone gets beat up, you know how they feel and you'll try to help.
Well, but the other thing is I don't know. Okay, I got bullied when I was a kid. I bullied when I was a kid, and when I got bullied, it was like, was I being that much of an asshole that now somebody's now picking on me? You know. Maybe I'll change my ways a little bit. I was talking to a girl that works in the education system just a couple of weeks ago. Came over to my house for dinner. Well, Robin, she used to listen quite regularly. She works in the school system. And she's telling me how in the school system in Virginia, I don't know about New York, Elizabeth, they're not even allowed to identify a problem child, meaning a child that may have some mental issues or so forth or so on. And I'm just sitting there, I was like, what do you mean they're not allowed to identify? She's like, the principal may know, or the behavioral person that works for the school may know, but the teachers, the aides, everybody that works one-on-one with this child every day, they're not allowed to tell them because it's infringement on their rights and all kinds of crazy, stupid shit like that. And I was like, okay, this is why we got kids walking into schools shooting them up today. Because back in my day, when you were crazy, people were allowed to say, that fucker's crazy, okay? Don't sell him a gun, don't give him ammo because he's fucking crazy. Now we can't say that today. So people can go out in their regular neighborhoods and get guns and ammo and go in and shoot up a school. Back in my day, people paid attention to you. If you were acting weird, watch that fucking kid. Something's wrong with you. But you're not even allowed to tell the teacher, watch that fucking kid. Something might be wrong with them. That's dumb. That's stupid.
It's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
But then they want the teachers to take a bullet for these kids?
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
Well, I can't correct grammar. It's racist.
That is just, what the hell do you think school's for? Oh, did you read Ian's?
Thanks, Ian.
Your prostate's good.
Yeah, well.
Why are you worried about his prostate? What the hell, man?
And have you guys addressed all the comments?
No, because
No.
we were talking.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, if you're not in the middle
Night,
of something. So starting way back up top, a lot of comments here. And I'm going to go through them, then we can comment on them. Let's see. Okay, so Ian said to Kennedy, these days they're starting early with drag queens encouraging 6 and 7-year-olds to discover their sexuality. Christ, they're just children. And if he can find the video, he'll post it. Kennedy says, I did find that many teachers and faculty from my high school, who I'm still in contact with, are far different politically than I thought. Bob says, state-run colleges push an agenda of socialism and PC. Kennedy likes to mock his older brother for being better at athletics and scholarly pursuits. Toey says, Bob says, T-ball is a game of no losers. Everyone gets a trophy. Toey, the sect is the bully now, not the individual. Ian says, bring back dodgeball. Scary damned dodgeball. And then we get into, looks like the speed in which you ran to pee and made it back so quick. You have a very healthy prostate. There we go. You covered that. Kennedy received worse wedgies than I gave. Actually, I don't think I gave them. Definitely received them. Ian says, learn how to recognize the jackasses when you encounter them in the working world. Bob likes the dodgeball idea, sorts them out. And Kennedy says, yeah, don't tell those directly dealing with someone that they may have needs or challenges.
I want to address that really fucking pisses me off. It bites my ass. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. The kids. Okay. I saw this thing.
Somebody found the video.
Oh. Speaking of, trans kids. Okay, great. Whatever you decide or you feel like in life, great. But when a child is first and second grade and they identify as trans because I'm a boy, I don't want to wear a dress. And the parents are like, well, anytime we tried to dress them up, they kicked and screamed. Just because a child is born female and does not want to wear a dress does not mean they are not female. It just means they don't want to wear a fucking dress. And then to label this kid for the rest of their lives this thing and kids that young shouldn't be going on hormones to do this. They're still developing.
I do want to point out that neither of the women are wearing dresses, and Ed and I both wear kilts, but we all still identify as pretty much what we look like for the most part.
Well, did you see the article? I meant to bring this up on current events. There was an article going around a couple of months ago. I don't remember what country it was, but they were suggesting that children not be given male or female when they're born. They should just be babies. And then later on, when they're able to decide what they want to be, then they can decide their sex. And
see, I don't want to get into this too much because I don't feel this is school indoctrination at all. This is a societal thing.
Oh, sure. If they start teaching this shit in sex education.
Well, if they would start teaching sex in sex education, that'd be a great first step.
Can they just teach math?
That would be a good start.
No.
Reading,
you know what they need?
Writing, and math.
They need to teach how to balance a goddamn checkbook. How to balance your account.
How to dress an envelope.
I was a social studies teacher. That's what we did it was 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It was balancing your checkbook.
They don't do that anymore.
How to fill out a job application, how to fill out other type of government forms, taxes. That was the entire 6 weeks with him, and I thought that was the greatest class I ever had when I was in high school.
See, that's what I took
I
early on. I took all that.
It's not the teachers that are choosing.
It's not
the curriculum and the agenda.
They do what they're told,
and it's
because
probably
if
not
they want
even
to keep
the
their job.
school board. Now, the school board decides, the testing qualifications, etc., which started. It blossomed from No Child Left Behind program, which was a horrible idea because some children need to drop out of school. And Kennedy, to address your other thing there, go to a trade school, learn a trade, get a job. I don't care if it's flipping burgers, digging ditches, or fixing cars. Get a job. School's not for you. That's cool. It's okay. I know some great people who never finished. I never finished school. I'm awesome. So, you don't have to finish school. But
and apparently you don't have to do anything special to go to college now. Everybody can go.
Yeah,
but it really doesn't help you with a job now because of.
But it's easy to say you don't have to finish school, but when they're predicting 50% of the mid-level jobs in the next 10 years will require college education, Where
Yeah.
does that leave you and me, Travis?
Well, let's look at this realistically. And again, this is a bit off topic here, but there's many jobs that I am more than qualified for. Bob likes to point out Travis should be a boss. When I'm at work, people are like, "So, you ready for promotion? You want to step into the next level?"
Mm-hmm.
But many jobs, when I go apply for them, I can't even apply without a degree.
Right.
Can't even apply without a degree. It doesn't matter and how much experience you have. And then those with degrees complain, well, they want experience. Well, they want both is what they want.
Right.
And, if you don't...
Well,
Go ahead, Andrea.
go ahead. I'll tell you what.
Okay, Tempe says I had a late 20-something-year-old ask me what a checkbook register was. And Kennedy points out he got his BS in 2008. Man, on this show, we got BS every night, dude. You ain't spending.
Every night, man.
So, yeah.
Well, a lot of these schools are government funded.
Mm-hmm.
When the government gives you a big old whopping check full of money, comes a lot of additions and things that rules they have to follow. And the education is Department of Education has been run by one specific slanted political agenda for a long time now, and they're very much have used the lessons of the communists and socialists and have found a way. Was it the Russians once said? Was it who said that the socialism will be won through the minds of children, not through the aged.
There was a book, I think, by James Caldwell, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but he normally writes these big, thick, heavy books, and this was a smaller, thinner book, and it was basically America got taken over by Russia. And they bring in new teachers to the school, and they go, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then they dissect it with the class. What's each of these things mean? And you're pledging to the flag. So let's cut up the flag and give you each a piece of this symbol that you're pledging your loyalty to. But it went through the whole kind of indoctrination process of how you program a child, how you set a mindset. And this is why nationalism scares me, because it's, and I mean, no offense to anybody here, but it's blindly following as opposed to going ahead and you can look at your government and go, wait, what? No, that's not quite right. It's, I love patriotism, but I'm scared of nationalism. It's because it's just blindly following.
Hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And this is not, there's like 7 steps. I don't have them all, but this is what we're saying. First, you kill God, right? Take away any chance of hope or individual
Paul
thought.
Harvey.
Right? And then you dumb people down. They don't know the basics of learning or research or even what we talked about. You drug them up on indoctrination and drugs.
Fast
Paul
food
Harvey.
and soda?
He said that in 1964, I believe
he did.
it was.
Or
Yeah.
If I Were the Devil. And you make, and then you make people turn to government and need hope and inspiration. Take away God, replace it with the government. Not good times. That's what they're doing to the kids every day in class. I see it.
So what are we indoctrinating them for? What is the goal of the system? Is it to let the elite
Power.
rule, to let money rule and have the sheep be unarmed with knowledge, or at least drive? I think they give them the opportunity for knowledge, but the drive, the passion to succeed and go further, I think that's being pulled away.
Do we give them the opportunity of knowledge? I mean, like Elizabeth said earlier, let's just teach them math. I don't understand Common Core math, okay? Because it really makes no sense to me that you came up with the right answer, but because you followed the proper steps, you came up with the wrong answer, but because you followed the proper steps, it's right. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand that whatsoever. So what are we giving them here when we tell them, well, just because you put in an effort to follow the proper steps, it's okay? Are we really giving them drive?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, is we're taking away with participation trophies, with No
Okay.
Child Left Behind, we're taking away the passion to go further, to more than do the minimum, to
The thrill of risk,
Mhm. Yeah.
the thrill of being wrong.
And here I will sound old, but I don't think
talk like old people tonight.
I don't think video games are helping. Or Netflix or cable TV. It is instant
Yeah.
gratification. I love
I
these
like
things.
Netflix.
Well, I love all
As
these
much
things.
as much as I like to say we can't blame it on those things,
No, we can't blame it on them. You have an individual choice, but they are
I
tools
do
used to
blame it on them,
distract.
but it's my fault.
By the way, I want to read a couple comments here.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so Kennedy made a few comments that he got to director of IT with no college degree. It's a rarity now. Congratulations. He also goes into the God Bless America and somebody who didn't take off their hat, and you don't have to stand. Yes, Ed?
I didn't interrupt to comment on that when Kennedy said that, but I've been there too. I was
You
an
want to read it out
operations
loud first?
what he just said about the director of IT.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You know, I was a director of operations with no college degree in a company. Made it all the way up to director of operations. Company got shut down. I'm starting all over again.
Right.
You know, that's the bad part about it. When you walk into the next job, they don't care that you are a director of an operations there. Where's your degree to start
Right.
here?
I ran a business out of my house where I handled millions of dollars every week, and it doesn't matter. No, I didn't handle the cash because otherwise I'd probably be living to it. But Toei says it's not about it's about following orders, not solving problems. And I think that's a good statement that we can kind of take a bite into and chew on a little bit. What do you guys think? Following orders, not solving problems.
Yeah.
We're indoctrinating them, and I've brought this up before because it really grinds my gear. It's how much food I see them throw away. And these children are given 3 meals a day at school, and they just throw it away. And then you watch it, and then anyone I speak to in the staff is bothered because it's wasteful. And I say, well, why can't the children just go in line? If they don't want anything, don't take it. And they say, well, we have to serve every child a meal. That's the form. That's the bubble. Has every child been fed a meal? Yes. Yeah, I have no idea how many millions of dollars are wasted every year, but I'm sure it would floor me. I'm sure it would.
Ed,
It's shocking.
did you want to comment further?
No, I want to leave the whole school and say no.
About the about following orders, not solving problems.
Yeah, no.
No. Kennedy,
But there's times you do need to follow orders. There are times.
well, I think that's something important to teach him because I don't even think, Toei, I'm going to disagree with you on a level here, though I actually see exactly what you're saying. We're not teaching them to follow orders because sometimes following orders means taking initiative of stepping up to get an order. And we don't even teach them that. We teach them sit back and let somebody else take care of the
will do it
problem.
for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you have to go to court,
Thanks to it, yeah.
if you have to go to court, and then you have to go and talk to a judge, not only are you going to follow judge's orders, when you don't, you can go to jail very quickly. Things can get very messy.
Today?
But you should also do things, and I don't think I would be surprised if my students were smart enough to dress nicely and clean when you go to court or
A lot of
jury.
people. My God. Okay. I had to go to court, and there were people in cut off shorts and flip flops, and no, you don't. No.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Ed, go.
Well, that's what I was thinking about that very thing earlier because you guys heard me talk about the hiring event. I went to a couple of months ago, and the guys there in basketball shorts and tennis shoes, and I was like, okay, but am I just resistance because of the way I was indoctrinated 30 years ago?
I don't know. I think you're smarter. I think they
Well,
lose out.
Mm.
You
you know,
stand
with
out. Go ahead.
I mean, yes, it bothers me, but when I think about it deeply and start debating both sides of it, the way Teresa says, I just had an ed conversation. It's like, okay, maybe that was just my indoctrination 30 years ago, and they're not being indoctrinated that way today because it's some other way. But I still like my way better. I don't know.
It's going
well,
beyond the minimum. Yes, Andrew.
I like it better because I guess if let's just call it indoctrination just for the hell of it. I like my indoctrination better because I was taught that how I hold myself accountable, how I present myself, what level, that shows my respect for the people around me. And I like that
Very
because
good
I
point.
am adding to the world by
Very
being
good
the
point.
best I can.
Andrew, you had something to say.
I did.
And that's what I teach in my class, Ed. I do. I teach that. And it might go right over their heads, try to get students to understand.
Well, with the whole initiative thing, where people a lot of times they won't take initiative. I found a lot of this younger generation, they won't question anything. They'll hear it or see it, and that is the truth. They will not do their own research or question anything.
It fits my
Maybe,
belief, so therefore it's true.
Well, my
with
belief is that the crowd is right.
this right here. They'll see something on the internet or a post or something. Oh, well, this is true. Did you research? Did you check other sources?
Right.
Which,
I
by the
mean,
way,
was our generation like that too? Am I just seeing
A
this
little
now?
bit, but we were taught how to make footnotes and have debates
how to question
or
things.
how to question.
Now, I think we've all been guilty at some point in time of posting something on social media that later we're like, oops,
Yeah.
I didn't go research that. I was wrong.
It doesn't, it's just not even just that. That's one thing, but something you see on social media and then you take it out in the real
Right.
world with people around you and you're like, this is how it is. Well, how
With
do you know?
conviction.
And
Oh, I
then you
saw
want
it
to
on here.
argue it. You want to argue it.
But
It's
they have
like,
nothing to back it up. I mean, if that's your opinion, that's great. But why is that your opinion?
We were talking to John about this earlier today. And he mentioned people who would just state a fact, and he's like, "Oh, what about this?" And they'll ask him, "What do you think?" And he'll give opinions, and they'll be like, "Well, now you're just being argumentative." And it's like, "No, you asked me what I thought, and I disagree.
right.
I'm not going to back you up on this one because you're wrong."
Ian
Mm-hmm.
Ian says he loves watching behind the scenes of Judge Judy when folks are turned away for showing up in jammies. Oh my God, really?
They get
God,
so
I need to
angry.
go Google that. That's hilarious. I see it in real court. I've never seen it on TV court though.
And and this is another thing, and
Jamin.
any parent I think will agree with me, at least partially along the way, but I call it the silent indoctrination. And how these teachers, how you behave, how you dress, how you speak, how you treat others is absolutely under 100% scrutiny from the children. They watch every single move that they make, and they're going to know what you've done before you even get to the cafeteria. That's how fast the word spread. Sometimes it's true stuff, sometimes it's false. But when I'm with teachers and they show up to class at 8 in the morning chomping on gum, and during class, teaching children chomping on gum, when they dress in cocktail dresses and 4-inch heels, when they leave, as soon as I show up to go have a smoke break and I don't see them, children see this. They notice it. And when I walk around the trash can and make all of them spit their gum out, knowing full well within another 10 minutes, I'm going to have to go back through the trash can. Every single one of them is going to act surprised as they have to spit out their gum, because that's how I roll. And when school is training ground for job and for.
Let me turn this in a different direction here. Back in our day, like I said, we're talking like we're old people today. We had a
Back in
thing
my day.
called deal with it, suck it up, buttercup. Handle your shit, man, however you want to put it. And nowadays, if somebody says, I can't handle it, this is not just military, green card, red card, yellow card. This is everyday life where people, especially children now, are going, I can't handle it. And they say, oh, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you because you can't handle something as simple as going to school. We'll get you therapy. We'll get you medication. So you can handle this. So now, as much as I'm a firm believer in you be supportive and you be kind and you help the people that need help, I'm all about that. But there has to be a line where,
But if they're not willing to even try,
right, especially when most are capable.
Back in my day, if I said I couldn't handle going to school, I would have got my therapy on my ass and gone on to school, okay?
well, it's like you either go to school or you get a job and get out of my house.
And
Figure it
now,
out.
Go to school.
and now kids are staying home into their 20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
It's-
food, good booze.
It's one thing if, I mean, I see nothing wrong if the kids live with the parents, but they're doing something to help out the household, like working,
I'm going to interrupt real quick.
contributing.
Oh,
Can
same
everybody
here.
give a quick shout out and hello to Skipper Jamin? Thanks for joining us from the
Hey,
Dinosaur
Jamin!
Content.
And his dinosaurs.
Sharing a bedroom with the 6 T-Rex babies, a dragon, a baby werewolf, and Bigfoot. So we're glad to see
Sounds
you.
like a
bud.
movie.
It's, okay, back
Are
to
you
the
a Dragon
topic.
Con?
Or Werewolf Con, or Bigfoot Con.
Well, I know Dragon Con was recently.
Dragon Con's going on. I
Oh.
believe.
Do they hog the covers?
So, tough it out, or it's okay, you don't have to handle your shit.
No, you should at least try. Because
And try again,
In-
and try again, and fail
Because-
repeatedly.
I see too many kids like, well, I wish I was an adult. It's not easier. It gets harder. That whole part, and like especially with my kid, I taught him how to do things, and he thought I was negative and being a bitch, and he hated it. But now he's realizing, hey, wait, this is training. I should have listened. It's like, you won't even try. I can't help you anymore. And that's what I'm seeing a lot with a lot of kids.
Who are now
That's not
adults.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why
Figure
should
it
I
out.
have
That's
more?
what I say. Figure it out.
But
I'm
then
sure they wake up at night like, oh, figure it out.
then they just don't figure it out because somebody else will come in. What happens
And
when
they
there's
can't,
nobody
they
else
can't
to
even
do
cut
it
a
for you?
circle. They're like third graders and they can't cut circles.
Like
It's
they
all
can't
fucked-
attempt
it's
to
all
cut one, or they
fucked
can't
up.
cut a crap because I'm horrible at
I
circles
can't cut a
myself.
circle. But,
So
you
that's
know.
why I'm asking. But I'll try.
You can take a roll of tape, put it down on a piece of paper, and I show them.
Right.
And then you draw the outline, and I show them how to cut the circle. You can get somewhat of a circle, and they're giving me like pentagrams.
Oh, yeah.
Straight line. I'm sorry.
Maybe they're hexing you, not giving you a pentagram. They're
Yeah.
fucking bitch, remember?
I actually had an adult that get pissed at me because I actually suggested to allow some kids to figure it out. My wife and I were camping in the spring. We're in a campground. Let's say our campsite's here. These children with their parents were there. The firewood is there. Okay. They go down on their bikes to get firewood to take back to their campground, and they're struggling. They're dropping it off their bikes. It has a little handle on the firewood. They're dropping it off their bike. They can't make it. I'm walking by. I kind of giggled because there's a big girl and a little girl. The little girl, you can see she's working in her head, man. Let's strap it this way. Let's do that. And I kind of chuckled and was like, you'll figure it out. And I kept on going. Another camper directly across from them in the roadway, laughing at them. Why don't you help? I was like, because they need to figure it out. You know, hang the fucking handle on the firewood on the handlebar and push the bike if you have to. Whatever, you know, but they need to. Oh, no. they threw it in the back of their truck and they drove it up to their campsite for them and came back. And she's glaring at me as she drives by me. It's like, they need to figure it out.
And it's fun when they figure it out, and they're so proud.
Because I was enjoying laughing at them.
You're fun, laugh. I laugh at myself in front of them when I make a mistake, and it's good for them to see that.
Well, and then when they actually figure it out, oh my God, they're like, oh my God, I can do it. Let me try something else.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But if you take it away and do it for them, they're like, oh, this is how the world works.
Mm-hmm.
You fail and you stare at it until somebody else does it for you. And is this the indoctrination our youth is receiving in whatever schooling, whether it's from kindergarten all the way up to college?
What I'm getting from this, if I just sit here and stare at it, somebody's going to take care of everything for me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not someone, the government. Did you? I can't hear you. What you say?
I'll just sit here and stare. Because I'm tired. I'm just tired.
How tired are you?
She's so tired even the rats are hunchbacked. Kennedy says, for me, 22 was much better than 17 through 20. I was more needed at 20. And Skipper says, Bigfoot's box fell and the suit landed on me. Freaked me out. Not the way to wake up in the middle of the night. With a large, hairy person on top of you? Bob?
Well, Bigfoot's vagina fell on him? That is scary, man.
It's a merkin.
It's cumbelingus.
That's the word of the day.
That was so funny. Are you serious? Yes. If you want me to laugh at the joke, you gotta explain it to me.
I love it when people will be ballsy enough to go, no, I don't understand. Tell me.
I don't get it.
It's and by the way, for the story for everybody else, last Thursday we're playing our superhero game, and I used the term cunnilingus, and Elizabeth thought I was just making some shit up, and she didn't get the joke, and then eventually she realized I was serious, and she said, explain it to me. And I explained cunnilingus is basically eating pussy, and fellatio is blowjobs. Good night, Tempe. On that note, Tempe's out of here.
Night, Tempe.
But I love the fact that she fucking asked with no embarrassment, because there's
fucking asked.
Yeah, yeah.
Ask.
And
you know what? I use shame occasionally. Just I want to acknowledge you on that, Travis, because people can be cruel to each other, especially teenagers, and they make fun when you don't know something. Or let's say, can I ask a question? I do not make people feel bad for asking questions because that means you're paying attention, and that's what I remind people. And I said there are no stupid questions.
There's no stupid questions, but there's many inquisitive idiots.
Any inappropriate timing there is.
Ian says, I love seeing the lights come on when someone figures it out on their own, especially the scouts I led. Yeah. I was so uplifting watching them congratulate one another. Yeah. It's an achievement. It's in a video game. If you're playing World of Warcraft, you get an achievement for exploring an area. Hey, guess what? Real fucking life has that shit too.
And I like, and Ed, when you said you like the kids are figuring it out, I like those moments because when they're trying to figure something out, they forget training or they're autopilot of, I'm the older sister and you're the younger one. They forget all that and they're just trying to make something work.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Just trying to make it work. Yep.
Trying to make it work.
Awesome.
And whether that's getting a job, whether that's making a grilled cheese sandwich, there's a beauty to it, and there is an internal achievement that goes on. Sorry, man. It's Andrea mentioned we needed cheese the other day, and I'm like, grilled cheese, that would be good.
Only you have the grill on.
And we have cheese. God, but
it's
I'm gonna wait for someone to do it for me.
It's free. It's government cheese.
Andrew likes
some government cheese.
Oh my God, that was like the best stuff when I was little.
Because it was real cheese, not processed cheese food.
In like this 50-pound block. God, yes.
And when
Did it have black lettering that said cheese?
I think it did.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it said USDA. Came with the canned
Yep.
meat.
USDA.
And when it
Mhm.
got mold, you cut it off, threw that part
Yep.
away.
It never lasted that long.
Not in my house.
No.
What did you eat it straight, or what was the thing that he's got?
Oh, the cheese. Okay. Because we had a broiler in my oven. You know, the bottom part?
Okay.
You get bread, you put some butter on it, you put that cheese on it, you put it in there until it bubbles. Best thing in the world. Oh my god.
And you boil it.
Yeah.
You could broil it. You could eat it straight. My mom used to use it in homemade macaroni and cheese. It was
Oh.
the best shit.
Well,
in
yeah,
the
we used
world.
on everything, but that was the best. The cheese toast.
Anytime you had a casserole, you'd slice it off, put it right on top, and throw it in
Right on
the oven
top.
for the
Yep.
last 5 minutes. It was just
Fuck yeah.
everything. It's back when American cheese had flavor, and now you eat a slice of American cheese, you're like, eh. I
Well,
think I might
It's
have
it's
ate
probably
it.
full of trans fat.
See, it's before they had like the food stamps and stuff like they do now. You had to stand in line for some government cheese.
Yeah.
I remember standing in line with my mother for hours just to get this cheese.
I remember. I think I was five or six, and we were living in England, and us. I mean, my mother would let us make our own breakfast if we want. I mean, I wasn't making flapjacks, but just cereal, maybe toast. And we didn't have any milk. We only had whole cream. And I had Cheerios with British cream. And it was so good. Heart-stopping good.
It would be hard stuffing at our age now.
What is cowboy toast? Is that over the fire? Over a campfire? Because Ian says I learned to make cowboy toast with government cheese. Still the best cheese for melts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So cowboy toast, is that over a campfire, Ian?
We'll let him answer. We'll give him a minute.
Yeah, well,
Because it sounds good.
So what can we do? Is there an answer to this? Is there an easy
No.
answer?
No.
What's your answer, Elizabeth?
I think it has to be a unified decision. Thank you.
Well,
No, Elizabeth, I
You
agree
know,
with you.
John Smith said, "You don't work, you don't eat."
mhm.
I think that's the attitude. I think that's where it's.
Mhm.
You don't work.
And work in
Well,
any respect, because there's a lot of work that
Paint the curbs, pick up trash. You know, I don't want necessarily. How about picking fruit?
well, grandparents, if they're invalids, they still can watch children. You know,
So,
they
yeah.
can still possibly toddle around the kitchen and make dinners or whatever. Or
Well,
something.
that's what it used to be 30 years ago.
They can play. Yeah.
You know?
Andrea, you ummed a few times. Did you want to say something?
Just think about.
well, yeah.
Cheese.
No, yeah, I'm thinking about grilled cheese. No, well, here's the thing with the schools and the government and how they're treating the kids. It's got to be up to the parents now. Teach your kids.
But it's not happening.
It's not.
Because
But
of video
that's the only
games,
thing that's-
Netflix, cable, internet.
Why? And the question is here, and this is just this will be back to the comment. Why would the parents do that? Why would they get off their ass and when everyone else is going to do?
When somebody else
The
will do it for them.
You know, I think it really is time to get hardcore and say, this is how much it's going to cost us when these children become the career criminals.
Mhm.
When they become criminals, it's going to cost you this. They do this, they cost you this.
No. See, you're wrong because we're going to live in a socialist society where the government's going to take care of everybody. So,
Oh,
The
yeah.
problem with socialism, eventually they runs out of somebody else's money.
no, but the rich people are going to pay all the taxes and
Oh,
take care of
I
everybody.
forgot all that. All right, I'm sorry. You're right, Adam.
Andrea,
Totally.
Ian answered your question. It's a grilled cheese sandwich with a hole in the middle for an egg over
With an
here.
egg, yes. I see
Oh,
that now. I
wow.
really want.
Shit, I'm going to
We
go
have to
downstairs
pay
and make a
people
grilled
to not
cheese.
have to.
Well,
We
see,
have to pay people to not have children.
No, we
it's
don't.
so no. I think it's
We just have to
We're
stop taking
paying
care
them
of all
to-
their children.
No, we're paying them to have children. Let's pay them to not have children.
Well, just stop taking care of their children.
I don't want to take care of their children. I do that
well,
enough.
But we are. Money is coming out of our pockets to take care of the children. Stop that. And guess what? They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. It'll take them a while, but they'll figure it out.
I think
It's interesting. Ian's comment wasn't meant to relate to exactly what you just said, but it does. When camping with the kids, we only eat what we catch. Lots of time we'd go to sleep hungry until we learned to hunt and fish better.
see, I would die.
Well, this
I would
goes
probably
for
die.
I catch a fish.
Well, okay. I wanted to say that when Travis asked the question earlier, what can we do? Stock up and just wait for the shit to go to hell. That's all we can do.
back in 2008 when the housing market collapsed and banks blew up and the government went, well, we might not be able to save them. We might just have to let them go under. I went, good. Let's go into a depression and let everybody get back to work and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And instead, the government bailed everybody out and even sent us $400 a piece or some crap like $1,000. I forget what it was. $800. I don't know. And I think 10 years later, we're seeing a direct ripple of that cause and effect. And if the banks had been allowed to fail and the economy went to crap and we dropped, instead of an A+, we dropped to a B for a while and we're back to an A. If we had dropped to a C internationally, credit-wise, for our country, I think we'd be in a better place today because we would have got back to work.
Well, nobody wants to see that happen because that's too much like work.
It's a lot like work, isn't it?
All right,
there is a level of prosperity after wars. There is that correlation.
there is. It's just getting to that point.
Right.
And people don't want to do that because they don't want to.
Well, I have to send this email to you. It's off topic.
Oh.
Definitely you.
See,
Ed?
here's some. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Andrea. Go on.
I'm debating.
You debate, Ed. Andrea, say your thing. Here's the what?
I was gonna say here's some personal stuff. My kid's out of school now. He's grown and he's adult, whatever. When he was in school, he was in elementary school, middle school, and he would do something. I would tell them, give him consequences.
You might even want to state the fact her son with special needs. So they wanted to cut him more slack than everyone else.
Right.
I was
Right.
getting into that.
Okay, I'm sorry, Andrea.
All right. He would do something that any whatever child, maybe not now, like suspend him, give him detention, do something. They're like, no, he has special needs, so he can't help it. The fuck he can't. I did not raise him that way. He may have these special issues, but how is he going to learn how to monitor himself and correct it as best he can?
Can I get an amen?
Yeah,
Amen.
I mean, and the thing is, what I was doing at home, the school wasn't reinforcing because
Right.
you know he'd do something stupid at home. You go to your room. You're grounded. You're going to do this or whatever. They wouldn't do that at school. He threw something at the teacher, and they're like, "Oh well, he doesn't understand." Yes, he does. He's not stupid.
He got what he wanted.
He's very smart. He played the system, so maybe that'll help him later in life. But this is the problem. I find this is the problem with the schools now because they can't correct grammar, they can't discipline, they can't do what needs to be done to make sure the kids are responsible for themselves.
You can let kids say ain't.
They let the children scream inside. Scream. Like, well, what can you do? You can throw their ass out of school. Maybe they can't because they have to stay.
Jamin says we had issues with a couple of teachers when Chris was in grade school who were indoctrinating rather than educating. We sat down and showed him the historical facts as well as insights from multiple viewpoints.
Thank
Glad that worked out for you.
Yeah, appreciate
I
that.
myself have a special challenge of my son. This is not the only household he's in. So what he gets here is not what he gets there. And there, it's quite often, oh, it's okay. You're grounded from whatever, but then you still see him. You can't use your computer or your phone, but then you still see him posting at 11 o'clock at night on social media. And
I want to go back to what you were saying earlier about depression, because it's a dirty word for you.
Is it?
And while, no, not depression itself, and I'm going to get around to that word. And while the depression, the Great Depression.
Oh, that
in
kind
the
of depression.
30s.
I thought you meant emotional depression. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Go on.
The Great Depression of the 30s. Yeah, the country, when it happened, the country did what it needed to do. People came together. Roosevelt, okay, which kills me about people today. This was probably the most liberal-minded president we've ever had. But he did what we needed to do to drag us through that depression. Okay, give people jobs, because if people have a job, they work, they spend money.
They also
spend
feel
money.
good about themselves.
Other people can have a job because they're buying goods. Now we need to make goods for these people. Oh shit! And now those people are spending money, but that there was something that existed at that time in our country that, it's a dirty word for you, nationalism. I don't think it will be a good thing today, because I think today, if it happened, we would just all turn on one another, and that will be the end of it.
Oh,
I think we're already doing that.
We are. Yeah.
And it would be worse if there was a depression.
We need to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
we need to come together. We have to find a way to come together.
We need to come together right now.
Yesterday. We're going to.
I got it, Andrew.
Stand together or fall divided. And right now, we're going to fall. We're going to fall. It's coming.
But what's interesting is, and that's why, and value. If I could bring that back, when you get something for free, it holds no value.
Very true.
Really. And that is definitely what reeks in our society. It doesn't have value. Oh, I'll just go and get another dollar store. Just go get it. And I was at the store. This is funny. I was at the store and I needed garbage bags. It's trash now. So I stopped at a little bodega. The box of garbage bags is kind of coming apart. And I was giggling. There's no other box. So I get to the counter and he says, and he tapes it for me. I said, you don't have to tape the box. No. So he takes my bag of garbage bag, and he takes out a box of garbage bags, and he gives me a bag, and he puts the garbage bags in a plastic bag, and I start laughing. And he says, what? And I said, you're putting bags in a bag.
In a bag.
So I can take them home, right? And his wife says, oh, yes, of course, it's funny. And he didn't get it. And she says, so when you get home, you take the box out, you take out a different bag to put this bag in the bag. She's awake.
Mm-hmm.
And for that moment, I'd never been that bodega, but there was like an agreement and talk and enjoyment and unity. And we need that more. We need that. We're too separated, even in our entertainment and in our education, everything. The great divide is not wealth. It's awareness or joy of life. And if you don't even have the basic of just being curious about something and then learning about it, you're going to live a miserable life. If you can't be held accountable for entertaining yourself, what hope do you have in this horrible life? And I'll stop.
I want to comment on that, but first I'm going to read Toei's comment. He says, there's always opportunity in chaos, and that's the end game of indoctrinators.
There is no.
Who takes advantage of the opportunity? Will it be Americans or foreign companies?
Well, that's another thing I was going to say is the end will be. It had already started in the 80s and has been working since then as foreign companies buy up our resources and we happily sell them because it bails us out of whatever our problem at the moment is. But as for what Elizabeth was saying, how many people do you guys actually know that enjoy life, not sit in front of the TV and are mindlessly entertained or go through Facebook or what have you. But how many people, like Elizabeth just pointed out, can enjoy the small moments and entertain themselves without having to turn something on in front of them, put on a
I know a
screen?
few people, but they're also an older generation.
True.
I was questioning, do I enjoy life?
I would
I
say
don't know.
yes, you do, because you do look for these small moments, like the story you
Mhm.
just told.
It's true.
Coming on here, we're not. Yes, we're sitting in front of a screen, but that's because we're not in the same room. But we are still
Well-
enjoying the moment.
You know,
Mhm.
Elizabeth, there's something about you. Like when I met you, like
We've been meaning to talk to you about
all-
this.
Yeah.
like
that's
all
right.
those years ago when I first met you, you always seemed positive. You were always saying something nice to everyone, no matter who it was. And that's kind of how we met.
It's true.
And you've always been that way. And you don't see that because there's a lot of people that'll just put everybody down. I don't see you do that.
Can't hear
So-
what's going on up here.
But doesn't matter.
Then you have
It's
what
what
Ed
you
called an Ed
project.
conversation. You argue both sides in your head, and then you decide, you make a choice out of that internal
It's what the
discussion.
world sees. It's what you project out there. You project positive. Even though you may not always feel positive, you always project. And
I do.
I've
Thank you.
respected that.
Well, thank you. That is a decision made long ago. I live by it, and I believe that betters the world.
Ian says the power goes down, all of you will be welcome at the farm. Here's what I'll say, Ian. Get me the location, and then when I show up 2 days late to join Ed, I'll head up to the farm.
I can't kill an animal,
No, she can't watch
eat
it
it.
being
I just can't
slaughtered.
do it.
We have to give it to her after.
After. Sweetheart, you miss enough meals. You'll kill it.
It's okay, Andrew. You can rake the stalls.
See, and I would rather do that. But, I can also grow a garden.
There you go.
I will be
There
a freaking vegetarian.
And what a lovely garden I'm sure it is.
you do.
If I can't do my hunting at the grocery store, I ain't doing it.
So I remember,
Good.
think it was the other Edward, Ed, who was talking about, he does the grocery shopping. He hunts the wily broccoli in the produce section. Pretty sure that's really close to a direct quote from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that was a fun comment that stuck with me. The wily broccoli. It's so I guess the bottom line is you take care of yourself. Oh, Toei says Andrea can go the scientific route and eat that new lab meat they're coming up with. Yeah, and soon they'll have
No,
true
I
blood
don't
and the
think so.
vampires can come out. But yeah, I think the bottom line is you take care of yourself first and foremost. You attempt to teach those closest to you so they can take care of themselves also. And from there, you can't worry about other people's shit too much. I mean, we got to worry about society, but once it's so far gone, like Ed says, you stockpile and you hunker down and just wait for shit to blow up.
Here's a question. Okay. So I think, well, I'll just make a statement. Let's get this one wrong. I think the federal government should be completely removed from the schools, and it should be
Up to what?
left up to the state educating children.
So the state government as opposed to federal government.
Right, the local government. And I think that trends happen as they were, that people will go live by the education they want children to have.
Jamin says, in reference to how many people do you know that actually enjoy the small moments? He says, I know several. Some of the most up people I know have major medical issues. There's something about living on borrowed time that can help find pleasure in the small things. And it's a shame that most people have to hit that point before they do enjoy the small things.
Yeah.
I like to feel like I'm always living on borrowed time. Things can end tomorrow, and it's potentially possible.
Yeah, we never know. You never know.
So yeah, enjoying things while you can is very important. And I've always said I make my home my castle in the very cliche old-fashioned way. You know, I can come home and not need to go to a movie theater or turn on a television or any of this stuff.
The bad thing is, you just don't want to leave all the time.
Yeah, there is that.
I find myself being that way, but
I'm like that lately. Because
I
people are nasty. Sorry.
People are nasty.
Go on, Elizabeth.
ahead.
Say that again.
Make the most of your time is one of the lessons I have. These major things. I just, figure it out. Make the most of your time. I said, being an adult means there's a lot of boredom, and you have to find a way to make the most.
How often are any of us bored?
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not
No.
bored. I just
Right.
don't want to go out in the world.
Well,
Right.
okay. Think of it this way. Well, I know you don't have the trains, but we spend a lot of time sitting on trains and buses or waiting a lot of time on traffic. Okay? Spend on traffic. How many times have you been in meetings that go on and on and on and on? Or you're standing in line at the DMV, or you're running an errand, standing in line at the store. The million little things that we do, and all of us here sit there and daydream or think about your things, or we don't lose our shit.
Right.
Teaching children, you have to teach them the steps to not lose your shit. And when shit does get intense, take out a sketchbook and draw a picture of your shit.
Right.
Mhm.
I keep a notebook with me and I write things down, or I keep a paperback or a Kindle or whatever. I have a book with me or any of these number of things. And I will
I
point
have
out.
books. This is a note. I could pull the pen out. I could write stuff. This is like the great thing.
And that's my point is when I say we, I mean us four. We have learned not to be bored. We fill our time with choices we make. And we all enjoy a good TV show. Not knocking those. But if we don't have that, how many, I can name a dozen different things I could do if there's no internet, thus no TV, etc.
One of the things Teresa and I like to do when we go out to a restaurant is we play the old game. You've seen this in movies time and again. We're sitting there watching somebody else, and what are they seeing right now?
Yeah.
What is his occupation?
Mm.
One of my favorites. You can't do it on a date because apparently you can't be too weird on a date.
I didn't know that.
When I'm with friends, I'll say, okay, if you had to eat someone in this restaurant, would you go for?
That's
the end of the world. Yeah. And we talk about it.
And you can't point at the lobster in the tank.
So apparently we're establishing a route between Jammin's and to Travis's, from Travis's to my place, and my place to Ian's.
I'm horribly naive in many ways. So Ian, if you're serious, contact me off the show and let's get this set up. And Jamin, the same for you. It's if we're going to have this, let's really
it's
have
possible.
This. Yeah, it's but I don't know if you were both available for the show with the sudden wilderness survival. It came down to tough decisions can be made in harsh ways, and I think, I'd like to hope, but I'd like to think we're capable of making those harsh decisions. We said we were going to show.
Ian was here, I think, because he mentioned the farm.
Yeah, it's
during the show.
Well, see, what we need to do is establish a route here. So when we do our murder mystery dinner party, we can all get together.
That's true. It's
When did we talk about that? I don't remember what show that was.
Last week.
Last week.
Just
last week.
Was it? Oh. See, I don't pay attention.
It's I did appreciate what Ed has said about me there, where if I don't know something, I can learn it. I will always be useful. I will never be just a waste of space. It's
Yeah.
And I usually undersell my value. Because
Well, see,
Right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
what?
What, Elizabeth?
If nobody,
Andrew, Andrew, go.
If nobody wants me, that's okay. I'll just go over here. All I need is this lamp
This thermos.
and this thermos.
Elizabeth, what were you going to say?
Sounds fabulous. What's in the thermos?
It's Steve Martin, the jerk.
Oh, I have never seen that.
Oh, we have it. It's a great movie. Look at all our faces.
Thanksgiving.
Let me show you how to juggle kittens.
The kids! They're actually kids!
I think I saw bits of it when I was very young. I was out of the.
Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is another great movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw that, and I just didn't quite get it. Someone was forcing me to watch it.
Watch it now that you're older, because what he did is he took clips from old classic black and white movies and incorporated himself in it with separate black. And there's just one scene I remember very fondly where he's making coffee, like when you used to have to pour it on the stove in a pot and boil it. And he's pouring that bag of coffee beans into that pot for like 90 seconds. It's one little small bag.
See, and as a filmmaker, I think you could appreciate how this thing was put together. It's great.
Yeah.
A film. Yeah. Yeah, I'll watch it. Let's watch it.
Yeah, and the jerk.
So this is shit, and this is Shinola.
Yeah, you got to see the movie that opens up with Steve Martin saying, "I was born a poor black child."
I love that. Reminds me of Bob.
Okay.
But he was born again a poor black child.
Whatever.
Maybe not poor.
What was that line? Behold, Lord Valis, I have become a match. Queen Elizabeth. Only a queen can paint her face up. I'm a virgin now. Oh, got it.
Oh my goodness.
So Jamin says, my primary bug out is to my father's house near Wilmington, North Carolina. Lots of family down there and good hunting and farmland. I don't know if I'd want to be near a coast.
I think that I wouldn't want to be near my family.
Well, that's true too. It's well, at least if we're with our family, we know who we'd eat first.
That's right. I play that game on the subway every day. I always said, I've said out loud, start with the baby. Start with the crying. Baby back, baby back, baby back. Baby.
You know, as much as you're making comedy right now, it's a fair point.
They're good up till age 3, then they're kind of tough.
Yeah.
Try to get away.
Well, it's interesting because some people immediately go for the most annoying person. And then some people really sit down and think about it, like body weight, body fat. Like, okay, well, they'll last a while.
You also don't want them
Use
too
the
fat.
fat for the fire.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
You put the lotion on the skin and then put it in the basket.
See, you have uses.
Yeah. And don't forget, the skin can be made into drums and other things, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Use every part.
Love.
Well, we got off track a little bit.
Maybe not every part.
I think it's all relevant. It's okay.
It's fine.
No, I think we covered the topic. Now, let me ask you guys. We've got 5 minutes left till 11 o'clock, but we started 10 minutes late. Do you want to cut it at 11 or go till 10 after?
I have got to go. I wasn't even going to stay the full 3 hours, so
We hooked you in,
Do you
though.
work? You don't work, or do you work?
I got to be at work tonight, so I'm going to lay down for an hour.
Badass.
We've got 5 minutes left.
I said you're a badass. Work at night.
It's killing me.
Yeah, it's hard. It's fun when you're in your 20s. Whee!
Yeah, I didn't think anything about it back then, but now,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I remember working 3 jobs in my 20s.
Me too. I don't want to do that anymore.
Nope.
Kids nowadays just don't know.
Yeah, sorry, Kennedy, I'm bailing.
Jamin, that's more like it. He says, we also have a place on top of the mountain in West Virginia if you need a place away from civilization. Yes.
Send grid coordinate, please.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about like just to go get away from things, or are you talking about if things go to shit? Then you gotta get.
Either way, it sounds good.
Yeah. Unless it's that scary part of West Virginia. Well, let's do a closing toast here. And here's the hope for the future and our kids. May they learn life lessons instead of letting somebody else learn them for them.
Here.
May only the winners.
So, good night, Toad. And we do have a few more minutes here, so we're going to hang out for those couple of minutes and then bail. We're not rating as much anymore, guys. Since you're our regulars, we'll tell you this. Because
I'm going to do a shout out for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, do a shout out for your channel. But yeah, we found with rating, we had people come back going, oh, sorry, I haven't seen you for a few weeks. I was busy watching the people you rated instead of you. And we went, well, that's not what we meant to have happen. And then, of course, the raiders never raid back.
You mean the rooters?
Good night, Ian.
That's right. And there have been times where I have raided other people's channels and been mocked for coming in with so few people. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's so it's one of those things. Apparently, only if you're a big channel, rating somebody else is cool. If you're a small channel, it's like, oh, it builds community. Well,
no, it doesn't.
It's good, but people are shitty, and I try to beat it out of children. See, they make fun of you, right? You only have so many viewers.
That's right.
Hi, Joel.
How about here? Hang out with us. We'll show you how to get some more viewers.
That's right. That's right. Which I have had a few, by the way, do that. You know, where I get a few more followers when I do raid and whatnot, and that's awesome. Generally, the people I raid are pretty decent, but you know, you raid somebody new and you learn something new.
Everybody, you know, a Game of Thrones reference. The same people who cheer at your coronation will cheer at your beheading.
Jamin says, really good farmland, and if necessary, we can eat the neighbor's horses. Or the neighbors.
Or the neighbors.
Oh, so Asian food?
Oh, no, that's Australian food.
They eat horse?
Actually, a lot of Europeans do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had Taco Bell before. I know what horse. What do you think they eat when in war? They're eating horses, mules.
I mean, some countries eat dogs. You know, whatever.
9 meals for murder. 9 meals for murder.
I'm guessing that's a movie title.
No, it's a book title.
Ah, gotcha.
Human Kidnapping. It's not uplifting. Definitely change your mind.
Okay, guys, give us about... There you go. You can see it right there. Got about 60 seconds that we're out of here. Don't forget to join me the rest of the week as I do our usual things. And, of course, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night on Andrea's channel for fun game stuff, which... Don't let that sound boring. It is like this show, but we're playing characters. So
we're superheroes.
Superheroes or steampunk monster hunters or space adventures. But it's a lot of inappropriate comedy and humor and stuff like that, too.
Inappropriate.
There we go. Let's do some outro music, which sadly my co-host won't hear. There we go. Thanks for joining us for discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the Tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
20 more seconds.